Blizzard Arena and everybody else watching from home. I am Achilles, joined by Wolf here to kick off another day of Overwatch League action. And boy, do we have a banger of a series to start things off. NYXL, our team of the day, getting ready to go up against the London Spitfire, a rematch from week 1 of Stage 3, where NYXL quite handedly came out on top.
That's right, in a rematch from the Season 1, Stage 1 playoffs. So there's a lot of history between these two teams, you know, going as far back as the Apex days. Take a look at the standings, though. You can see Spitfire is just on the edge of breaking into that playoff top 8 right now, sitting just below the Outlaws. So a win here would be one of the toughest wins they could get with their remaining schedule, but it would be a nice way to break into that top 8. If you look at the remaining schedule here, I mean, they've got, you know, two sides of the coin here in Excelsior and Justice, but then the resurging Valiant and San Francisco Shock. So not an easy way to close this one out. If they could win this one, they're on track.
Yeah, absolutely, and that's what we have to expect from them, is to step up to the plate and not suffer another 0-4 loss at the hands of NYXL. I mean, Safe Yolby coming out, debuting his Sombra versus London Spitfire is one of the biggest shutdowns for that team in that match.
Yeah, and I mean, Safe Yolby is such a great Sombra player right now. He has really eased into the role over time, and now that we're seeing it become the standard route for NYXL, that is something that they are going to have to deal with. It's going to be Badosha, and again, it's up to him to shut down these EMPs, but also on Fury to find and track the Sombra so that, you know, Safe Yolby doesn't get free EMP charge.
Well, we already got a little bit of a tease of action with that 1v1 Widowmaker showdown that we saw. So NYXL already taken to the stage. Let's go ahead and bring out their opponents first as we get ready to go straight into the action. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the London Spitfire.
A chance at redemption here in this stage. They've already lost to an 0-4 score. Quartermain walks out leading the team today. He will be the starting Lucio for the squad this evening, and we'll see how he performs with support duo Badoshan. You can see him walking up now. These are the players we need to be keeping an eye on in terms of shutting down EMP value with Safe Yolby on the other side.
Well, London, we'll see if this starting 6 can get them a win on the board, at least for the first map, and then maybe make some changes. I spoke to the general manager, said we can expect some wacky stuff from Spitfire. Going to be experimenting today. We'll see if that's enough to take down their opponents. Our team of the day, ladies and gentlemen, it's the NYXL. Dropping the bomb up over the top, getting at the picks, and they absolutely can! A quadra kill for Meko! But it won't be enough. Ever upward, and the NYXL stand finally at the top. And keep that applause going as they come out on stage, ladies and gentlemen, the New York Excelsior.
Just every bit as dominant this year as they were last, and this team has been consistent in 3-3, and now with Safe Yolby walking out first, it's been a long time since we could say that he was the center of this team, and he was the, you know, backbone of the roster as DPS, and now with Sombra on the rise, and as now because with Sombra even being standard, you could say, he is a critical part of this roster once again, and it really does show. And we know they can play the traditional 3-3. We know they can play Sombra Goats, as it's been called. And here's this roster, you know, a roster of superstars who's already taken the 4-0 over London Spitfire, and they're looking to repeat that here and make it an 8-0 scoreline for the stage.
Entire team coming out to say hello on their day, but now the starting 6 will take their seats. We'll go ahead and get a closer look at that roster. As you saw, Safe Yolby leading the charge, will be starting here for the NYXL, alongside a lot of familiar faces otherwise.
You know, it was a while back now that New York lost to Seoul in the Stage 1 playoffs, that huge upset where they really failed against Michelle on the Sombra. You know, it's taken them a long time to where they are now a great Sombra team themselves. You know, basically a stage and a half of preparation and working around Safe Yolby and slotting him into this role that's in a lot of ways not too different from how Tracer was played last year. You know, I feel like this is a scary New York. New York's been great all season long, but that extra depth is what's the most terrifying.
You kind of already teed it up, or teased it rather, before when London was coming out. Bidoshin and Quartermain gonna have to be the two instrumental members on the side of the London Spitfire to try to shut down those Sombra EMPs that we know will be coming from Sabiobi, with him starting on the side of the NYXL. We'll see what happens when we get into the action. For now, let's go ahead and take a look at our map set presented by Toyota. Starting off, it's going to be Nepal, followed up by Paris, then into Eichenwald for Hybrid, and Dorado potentially round things out unless these guys can stretch us into a Game 5 series. But for now, let's go ahead and jump straight into Sanctum.
Yep. As we head into Sanctum, we'll see if New York wants to put Sabiobi on that Sombra. Looks to be the case. Now, there's been a lot of talk about Doomfist Sombra right now because of Element Mystic in Korea, but I don't think that we'll see it make its appearance by the NYXL.
Well,
as I say that,
perhaps.
You know, this was what was on top of Korea for a long time.
Okay, they're doing it.
And it's very popular. It's on the rise in Overwatch League as well. You know, you have a lot of potential to burst down targets, and also the hack makes it much easier for someone like Libero to get into the back line as well. And EMP combos can be terrifying.
Yep. See though, Spitfire are changing things up. Birdring gonna be on the Widowmaker, so can be expecting a lot of pressure into the back line by Libero and Sabiobi. Prophet already finds the first pick as Nene gets taken down. That's gonna search him for it. Now the Sleep Dart connecting onto Libero, sets it up, and they just go ahead. Get that point blank headshot. Birdring putting in the coup de grace. Now Mono gonna be eliminated, and London will be able to grab this first cap here on Sanctum.
You don't have to think a swap is coming though for the NYXL. I mean, getting completely annihilated in very, you know, easy fashion. The Sleep Dart, you know, we saw the good hack come in there from Prophet, but you get shut down that hard, you can't think it's gonna happen better for you the next time when they've already crushed you the first. They're behind an EMP charge now as well. Sabiobi spotted, well, revealed but not spotted.
Playing up close, he wants to apply pressure to Birdring right now, but he's got to be careful because Bidoshin could just set up another Sleep Dart so quickly. Does pop out. For now, Sabiobi going to be untouched. Tries to take down the Widow. Gets him low instead, just going to flip over. Get the hack here onto the Mega Pack, go back into invisibility. Bidoshin in the meantime going to be taken down by Mono, who leaps over onto the point to start getting this cap coming through. Gesture rolls his way in. Hack comes down onto the Winston as they try to keep him alive. Now Quartermain going to be taken out of the skies. Jonek just sniping that Mercy. Prophet dangerously low, trying to stay alive. Jonek getting taken down by Fury. He's just got a sliver of HP on the Pharah. Does he actually survive? Will be taken down just as the EMP comes through from Prophet. Hacks out the majority of NYXL. Three remaining members still going to be hacked. The minefield coming through from Gesture. In the backside of the point means that NYXL, they cannot get this flip. Spitfire still are in control.
All right, here's a stun on the Prophet, but I don't think it's going to be enough to take him out, nor to flip this point. Sabiobi needs that EMP, and he needs it desperately here. That's how they could really turn this around with no counter support ults, but he's just so far away from it right now. Mono's alone.
Got the bubble down at least to mitigate some of the damage coming through from Prophet. Takes him low. Jonek nearly getting booped into the pit there, but does manage to keep his feet on the ground. Now pushes over onto the side. Nano comes through, but Mono instantly gets slapped. Quartermain's still going to be sniped out of the sky. Jonek, truly a DPS support, comes up with a kill on Sabiobi as the alley-oop to get the finish onto Fury. Flip is there, NYXL in control, just approaching 20%.
Sabiobi still doesn't have that critical EMP that he needs to defend this point with. You know, I mean, he's got the best shot of shutting down Fury's barrage in a weird way. I mean, he could actually prevent the setup with an EMP to open this fight, take out the tank line, not allow Fury to get into a good angle, and then it could easily just eat the rest. He is sneaking around. Fury's actually down.
Yeah, he's just going to be taken out. And they playing up into the front, manages to find that kill. Quartermain off the side, so more time bought for NYXL to try to tie up this percentage.
This happened because they had to play around the fact that they know Sabiobi has EMP, so he was trying to take a different approach on the side, which left him vulnerable to a Diva hunting him down. So great play by Nene there, and New York gets to hold the EMP as we approach 60%. Such an important ultimate for them to have with no counter ults on the other side. It's almost a free fight win if they can execute.
Well, Sabiobi pushes up over the top, manages to hack out too. Gesture instantly getting taken down. Bionade doing some serious work for them. Fury tries to use the barrage, but instantly gets killed off as well. So 3 quick kills now for over the side of NYXL as they take the lead.
And that was the free team fight win I was talking about, but you know, the Spitfire, they have one opportunity to really turn this around. They have the nano boost to get Gesture into position so that Prophet can then build the last part of this EMP. I think that's going to be how they have to engage, is Gesture nano boosted. Hope he does not get slept by Jonak, because that can end everything in this round. Prophet's got the EMP.
Has it online. A lot on the side of NYXL, though. They're trying to shut this one down. Bomb going to be coming out first for the self-destruct. Nanny unable to find anything, but Prophet gets killed off. Sabiomi managed to find it. Takes him down. Now Gesture going to be eliminated. And maybe they just don't get an opportunity to use this EMP at all. Cleanup coming through. They managed to get the pack flip coming in from the London Spitfire. Fury flips it back into their favor for the moment, but now we're back over to NYXL's turf, and it's just going to tick down. No one able to tag in. A close round. A lot of flipping around as far as the compositions were concerned, but NYXL, they take Sanctum.
They were too passive, London Spitfire, in that last fight. They did not initiate with the nano boost. They used it to try to fight after two members were dead. Gesture was caught early. It was in fact Jonak who initiated the defensive fight they took with Mono there, getting the nano boost. It's not a good look for the Spitfire that despite the fact that New York started with a failed push with Doomfist Sombra, and they had a massive ult advantage, held Barrage for a long time, they still weren't able to take the round. You know, it's telling of how the rest of this series could go if they can't really latch onto it and be, I want to say, a lot aggressive, but decisive, committed to these team fights where they have these small advantages.
Well, now we're going to see Nene back over into more familiar territory off the D.Va straight out the gates on the Zarya, but Sabiomi going to be running this Mei, something that is becoming a lot more popular, especially here on this point, particularly with Village.
You have a lot to work with the wall, especially on the point. Set up charges, you can cut teams in half, so you know, there's a lot of power. Also, I mean, Blizzard will cover the entire point as well.
A lot of damage forward on the Libero. Can't get that Bionade onto him, though. Only clips Sabiomi. Birdring playing very far up onto the point. He's getting some sightlines gifted to him here by Gesture, who's playing quite aggressively. The Bionade comes through. He has to back off. One pick over on the Libero, so advantage to Spitfire right now as far as the man advantage. Birdring exacerbating things for NYXL by taking down Jonak. But the flip still not there for the Spitfire. Gonna be looking for it now. Wall comes in, Birdring under some pressure, has to jump up top. Completely denied away sightlines, but Fury finds a rocket to the back of Sabiomi's head, takes that Mei out of the fight. Delaying that Blizzard buildup, and now he's just got free shots on the most of the members of NYXL looking to take them down and get this point flipped over.
Widow Pharah has, you know, been a great way to deal with Reinhardt shields since it was popularized by Fleta on Lunatic High right before they became Soul Dynasty. You keep the Reinhardt shield facing towards the Widow at first, but then the Pharah comes on the other side and softens everybody up. You turn around, the Birdring is shooting you at the back of the head. It's a lose-lose situation as long as you've got good sight lines and a crossfire set up between the two of them, which is exactly what happened. We will see Sabiomi swap over now to the Sombra, but Spitfire has all the tools to defend this point, and they have vision now with the ultimate coming out from Birdring, so gonna be hard to dodge this EMP.
Yeah, Mono as well, flipping over onto the Winston with a little bit more verticality.
Look at them wait it out because they know there's just simply no way they're gonna get through without Anamo getting hacked.
Oh, no! Don't worry about him getting hacked. Worry about him getting his head taken off. Birdring. That's exactly where he was playing, had the timing, had the shot, lines it up beautifully.
So they were looking for Anamo through the ultimate to kill him, but also New York knew he'd get hacked if he tried to approach, and that shuts down the best way to counter EMP. Now they don't even have to use the EMP in that fight because New York's not gonna fight without it.
Chips passing in the night. EMP comes through from Prophet, manages to catch two, but the beat comes out from Anamo. The Barrage not gonna be getting too much mileage here as everyone is shielded up. Fury unable to put some kills on the board, but Birdring finds another one. Mono getting bashed and just melted down by the Bionade. They managed to find that kill. Prophet will be eliminated, but it's a 2-for-1 special in favor of the London Spitfire, who maintain control and are now pushing up to 75%.
All right, we do have the res on to Prophet. And for the Spitfire, they really just want to build ultimates here and try to also stagger this point to 99. They don't want to use them. You know, I mean, really, even the minefield isn't going to be too great at stalling right now.
High ground approach so far. Impresight coming through, Birdring getting left on. He needs a peel in the back, but no one is there to support. He'll get taken down. Mono finds one, but Libero, it's absolutely pile-driven out of existence. Gesture finds that kill. Flip has come through for NYXL in the meantime. Spitfire, they do at least have time on their side, but seems like they're still committing to the fight. But Ocean gonna be knocked to the ground, taken down by Anamo. as they use that nano boost.
This barrage too.
Managed to find Jonak, Nene taken down just afterward. Fury does get cleaned up, Mono pops the Primal Rage, manages to find Quartermain, so no supports in the fight at the moment here for the London Spitfire. Jester's hacked, which means he goes down.
They wanted to swap heroes, but I mean, using all these ultimates and committing to the fight is a big problem when you don't hold the point, because now you've given New York Excelsior some of their ultimates, and you've given them 60% of charge. We see, the minefield wasn't useful, but they used it to try to get 99. They got close to the barrage, etc. You see Birdring swap off, but now they have the EMP.
The most crucial one.
And the thing is, like, if this doesn't work, though, you don't really have that much of an advantage, do you?
But they have a window right now. Nano Boost going forward on Amano as he jumps into the back, but they are just tearing him apart. The flip over onto the Zenyatta from Bedosian means that those Discord Orbs are now in the fight, and the damage just wasn't respected. 99% here. They managed to tag in just at the last second. Bedosian with a sliver of HP will get taken down by Nene, who comes around the back. Nene now himself going to be eliminated as Prophet finds the melee kill. Namo going to be hacked. OT ticking away. Jonak has to step forward. Now Mono arrives with the Wrecking Ball. But he is just a battery for this EMP from Prophet. Such a major hitbox. Makes him easy to hit. And now the hack comes through, so they clean him up. Doomfist not going to be able to get much done here for Libero, and it seems we are going to a third and final round of Nepal Shrine to settle it all.
Some egregious usage of ultimates there before that final fight for London could have cost them. Had Anamo been able to hit that sound barrier earlier, then they wouldn't have been able to break that point open. It was a very close call. They basically slipped under the gate right as it was closing for that one, and New York are going to feel like that map was stolen away from them, with the late swaps coming through there for the Spitfire. And this has kind of been a Sombra duel with variation in compositions between these two teams. And when the EMPs are getting used, the follow-up has been pretty good on both sides. It's just about, how you got there, how much EMP charge you were able to build, and what moment you used it, because Spitfire, used a lot of their ultimates in that last fight to try to get that EMP. What they gave was control meter, and we're able to take it in the end, but a risky decision. You said the GM said they're trying some crazy stuff. It does feel that way.
Well, definitely a bit of a divergence here for the Spitfire. Swap's going to be coming up from both sides, so a little bit late for the lockdown on the point. So that does get ready to pop up here in 5 seconds.
That's a huge boon for the NYXL that they're able to get control of the point first. They are running a Winston composition though, so they don't necessarily get to keep it.
Now we're going to be seeing the red Jonak Moira for the side of the NYXL. Anamo hacks for the moment. Seems like he'll be okay. Jonak just going to be throwing those orbs forward, try to constantly get a supply of healing. Keep Mono sustained. So in control for the moment are NYXL. Spitfire, how do they break this? They do have the right versus Winston matchup here. But Jester's not really been able to get that much charge through as far as that Earth Shatter is concerned. Birdring, sliver of HP, jump into the back there from Mono, trying to finish him off. Now the Primal coming in, they're also close to the ledge! One more smack, sends him off the side. Can he get more? Comes back in, gonna be pooped back, but look at the hits coming out. Can't quite get that angle. It's denied on the elite, now gonna be hacked, but Mono is still alive and well. Jester desperately trying to finish him off, but he will not be able to do so. NYXL, they persevere.
And you talked about Jonak on the Moira. That's what this is all about, is that extra sustain to make it so that Mono can build a fast primal like that one, use it to hold the point. You've got the coalescence for the emergency situation as well. In those longer fights though, where Mono's primal raging, sure, he didn't get those knockoffs there to get the rest of the team, but he got the one, and that's all you need. In that moment, say Bilby can have the follow-up EMP. And now, he doesn't have it to defend this point, but you've already done what you were set out to accomplish.
EMP comes in, only hacks St. Bilby, so not a major one here for Prophet. Mono going lower and lower, but the coalescence is there from Jonak, and it's just enough to keep him alive despite the hack being there. As I say that though, Graviton Surge does come through from Fury. They clean up the majority of the NYXL, and now they'll be able to get the flip, but it's nearly 75%. They're still delaying. They're going to exceed that now as the flip comes through.
So unfortunately, Anamo unable to get the sound barrier to prep for the EMP here. Because now the Spitfire have control. Say Bilby's not really that ahead in terms of EMP charge. Jonak's going to swap back over to the Ana, which we'll see if that ends up being the right choice here, because it's a risky pick. We saw a lot of impact from Kariv on the hero yesterday against the comp that Spitfire is running. See if Jonak can match that. Say Bilby's stunned here. We'll have to jump away, and that means no more charge build for his EMP for the moment. That means Spitfire can feel comfortable here building the last part of that trance.
Hack comes through. They tried to get on the Mono to set up for the Shatter, but it didn't go off. Mono flipped up to the side, and now Jester's going to be taken down. kind of baiting themselves into the situation after that hack doesn't come through. In exchange to the Reinhardts, but now NYXL get the +1 as Benocean gets eliminated. This could just be a very fast flip here in favor of NYXL. So they're gonna finish off a few extra members. They have regained control of the point, now at 82%. Spitfire, they gotta get something done. They need this EMP to hit.
New York needs to EMP first if they really want to hold this, because they did use the sound barrier to live through that fight, and we do have a pause. But we do have to take a look at, the situation here for New York is, it's not comfortable because you have no sound barrier. Profit's got the EMP coming up here. And that's why I think we'll probably see them speed boost out and look for and engage with, say, Bjolby's EMP. If he can hack Profit, then Profit can't EMP, right? So it can kind of be a weird situation like that that can occur. Or you could force the EMP to be off the point and then win the longer fight with your own EMP second. Those are the two options I think New York are going to look to roll with the second we get back into this game.
Do you have that Transcendence ready from Benocean to try and take away the EMP effectiveness on the side of the NYXL? Let's see what they can get done. Say Bjolby
I might need this later.
gave the thumbs up. We're straight back into game.
They're not going to take the aggressive fight. They're going to play it passively.
So Bjolby playing up close. You can see
Benocean
hiding
leading.
in the back. Benocean trying to elude this EMP. Say Bjolby's still on the hunt for him.
He's found, though.
Now we're into OT. This is going to be all about the timing, but actually, no, he uses the Transcendence in advance to get over onto the point, and now say Bjolby could shut this all down unless Profit can get the hack first. That's going to be the jump over the top. Profit, he strikes first. The EMPs go off simultaneously, but Profit is the one who comes up trumps. Now the grab coming through, but London Spitfire desperately still need to find the kills and then get the flip. Jester going to be taken down just moments before the shatter comes in. Mono loses out on his, but also going to be eliminated. The Bionade from Jonak able to find the kill. Now the beat comes through from an Ammo. Fury going to be taken down, and NYXL, despite having so many members get hacked by Profit, will actually come out on top of this fight, and they look to close the round.
They just got the better picks there. They had control of the point. The trance was too early from Benocean, and that's all she writes for this one, man.
Yeah, a 1-0 start here for the NYXL to take control, but it is close, and Spitfire's experimenting. Let's see what else they have prepped for us as we get ready to go into Assault.
The Overwatch League is powered by Intel. Game, record, stream without compromise on Intel Core i7. And by Omen by HP, the official PC and display of the Overwatch League.
I'm on fire.
I present to you the inaugural Overwatch League MVP.
Jonak.
This is a guy, the name we hear so often because of how potent he is.
Nobody touches this guy.
You might as well have a third DPS player on your team.
Look at that smile. He knows what he's done.
He's famous for this. He's done it again.
He has. Jonak is taking names left and right.
Oh, there's classic Jonak.
And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Jonak showing a strong performance, flipping over to the Moira, then back onto the Ana. Proficiency in all supports here for this guy. But of course, the main one is that brand new MVP skin.
Beautiful.
Just unveiled today. He got exactly what he wanted. Guys, it's coming out next Thursday, June 27th, so mark your calendars. Save up those Overwatch League tokens and make sure you represent the 2018 League MVP in your games.
The 2018 League MVP as well had a better performing game on flex support just previously on Nepal. We saw in that last fight, the threat of the EMP kept Badoshan back, right? He was at the gate. We saw that picture-in-picture. Is the threat of the EMP that keeps you away from your team. But when your team needs you to come in for that healing, sometimes they're fighting a losing battle. You don't have line of sight to give them the proper targets, the Harmony Orbs. So you've got to go in with the trance, but you don't have it for the EMP. Really patient play from Sabilby and New York Excelsior to put him in that really frustrating position that you're in as a Zen versus EMP. We are heading into Paris now, the map where we could potentially see the bunker composition from Spitfire, as they still have Watermain as their main support, and we know he's the better, you know, at least from my look at it, I think he's the better Mercy compared to him and Nuss, and they have been running a lot of Farah today.
Yep, but no changes on either side. Sabilby still sticking through. Meko just going to be chilling in the back, waiting until his services are needed, and Watermain going to be sticking in as well. I keep saying Quartermain from time to time. Old habits die hard.
Yeah, well, that's what everyone's called him over the years. But I have to say the setup here for the Spitfire is quite unique because it's, you know, a bunker comp that's really reliant on Muto and Farah, but it's not really a bunker at all. It's a Orisa composition that has the double threat, like I was talking about before, Widow on one side, Farah on the other.
Oh. Nene going to be starting on the Widowmaker, it would seem, with Anamo flipping over onto the Mercy, trying to boost that damage up.
Runner-up from the Widowmaker show match.
Yeah, very strong performance, but seems like that might be where this one ends for him. He'll just be flipping things around a little bit.
Yeah, I was hoping to find a rogue shot on Fury probably at the beginning of that. Sabilby seeing the pop.
Okay. So now Libero moving over onto the Hanzo, and Jonak bringing out the Roadhog.
The problem with the Hanzo here is, sure, you could break the barrier, but your Dragon Strike isn't going to get much value against what the Spitfire are running. Sure, you could force the Orisa to move, but this isn't a Bastion bunker. This is just an Orisa comp with Widow and Farah. So I don't know if the Hanzo will really hold water versus the Farah they're facing right now. Sabilby's just looking for backline picks like he's playing Tracer.
Has the stealth on his side though, but Ocean also has a hacked health pack, so that helps him out a lot. Ron, in the meantime, just getting sniped by Birdring, so delaying that push forward. Seems like Anamo hasn't been able to get into a position to try to res him yet. Libero now going to be taken down as well, so pick which one you want as far as the res is concerned. Birdring under some fire, actually gets that flick shot, pops Nene out of the mech, and will be finished off. So far, strong
I want
ult.
everyone to take most note of Libero's ult charge right now. He's only done 20% of charge worth of damage. Hasn't been able to do anything but pressure a shield. He's under threat of Birdring non-stop through this choke. And I don't know if this Hanzo pick is really working out.
Oh, well, Jonak comes up with a win here for the side of the NYXL, gets that hook onto Fury, and Watermain rather, cannot push forward to try to get that res, just a bit too dangerous. Like just feeding some charge over to Prophet, who does have that EMP coming online right now.
Follow-up, though, is the big question. They don't have that EMP yet. Here's a hook.
Another hook. Manages to find Gesture, but instant Fire Nade comes through to help keep him alive. Birdring in the meantime, however, going to be taken down. Jonak going to be slapped. Nano onto Prophet. As they try to come up with a win here, but Watermain's going to be eliminated. They do finally manage to finish off that Roadhog. NYXL, though, they're gaining a tick on the point, and the res even comes through from Anamo. Right up into the doorway, manages to bring the Hog back in. Now whole Hog gonna be popped. Jonak zoning them back as they go ahead and tick up here on point A. Prophet goes into the back delay for a little bit longer. That allows the bunker to move forward. The shield comes down. Libero with those storm arrows manages to find 3 kills. Suddenly just broken open. It was a slow start, a bit of a slow burn of a Hanzo, but here at the end, we finally get the climax.
You can see the difference in what Hanzo's capable of when there isn't an Orisa barrier blocking you and everyone's fighting in a choke right in front of your face. He's going to hit the headshots. He is going to wipe everything out. Now he's going to swap, though, to the Brigida. The Dragon Strike here worth nothing. So let's watch this again. Well, we were going to watch the replay of Libero, I believe, but anyway. So going into this next fight, swapped over to the Brigida because the Dragon Strike's not going to do anything for you on B.
There we go.
3K.
Getting some shots coming through.
Almost.
But either way, pushing forward here onto B.
Sabilby has the EMP, right? And they do not have a counter.
Oh, well, the EMP comes through, manages to find 2. Sabilby, however, comes up with 4, and Birdring's gonna be the first one to fall. Healers do manage to stay alive. Now the Valkyrie gonna be popped by Quatermain as he tries to take to the skies and keep Fury topped up. Get that boost coming through. Try to break down NYXL's assault. Prophet now gonna be eliminated. Nano boost invested onto Fury as well. Raining down these rockets from above, getting some decent damage in, but the kills aren't there for London. They only managed to find Sabilby so far. Joey trying to answer back with some shots onto this Vara in the sky. Barrage nearly online, just needs a couple more direct hits to really get that one ready. But even then, not sure if it's going to be enough. Bubble's gonna be used, Fury going so low, they barely managed to keep alive. And the Barrage comes in conjunction with that pile driver. Leads to only Libero getting taken down, but maybe that's enough to stem off NYXL with his attack.
NYXL needs kills and they're not getting them consistently enough here. That's a good one there.
But Ocean gonna be taken down and Amo drops the beat. Pile driver back through for Gesture as he tries to stay in the fight. Sabilby versus Prophet, Tracer 1v1. Sabilby just gonna be rejoining his team here on the low ground, back over onto the point. Uppercut comes through from Birdring, trying to finish him off, but doesn't have the rocket punch, so can't nail him into the wall. Now Ocean's gonna get clipped again. Birdring getting taken down. Sabilby comes in from behind, manages to find that kill. Only Anamo gonna be lost so far for the NYXL as they gain 1.5 ticks here on the point. Fury, despite being in the sky, is not safe. They finish him off, and Quatermain cannot delay by himself. And this should just be the finish here, but Ocean cannot tag in. NYXL, they can't beat.
You know, some NYXL fans call it the married man meta, but we got to see the Sombra for Sabilby. We got to see his Tracer. His Tracer's really what sealed the deal there on B. Consistent damage output to get those last few kills.
Well, 3 minutes and 6 seconds on the clock for NYXL. Let's see how London fares on their attack.
Coca-Cola is the official refreshment of the Overwatch League.
Cease your resistance.
It's always a good feeling when Sabilby gets to bust out the Tracer. Got to see it there right at the end. Prophet even matching him. Sabilby said, nah, man, I'm not doing this 1v1. I'm going to go play like a team and get the win, and that's exactly what they did. So now NYXL rests with 3 minutes and 6 seconds in their time bank.
Yeah, London almost wrestled back control. I mean, they had Fury in the sky, and there was no way to realistically deal with him, so New York had to get those kills cleaned up on the ground, which was difficult because Gesture was on the wrecking ball. And, you know, the setup we had for Spitfire at the beginning, it held pretty firmly. I mean, this is a pretty rare time bank. The average time bank for Paris is up in the high 5s in terms of minutes. This is 3:06, so kind of a rare one. If you're Spitfire now, you're feeling great about the potential to double cap this point. I mean, it doesn't always happen, but, you know, usually we do see A takes snowball into B takes on this map. So you feel like, okay, I could beat this time bank. This is absolutely doable.
Let's see how long they stick with this one.
I'm not thinking very long.
Probably not, but still interesting. Prophet using
looking for
fan the hammer, trying to scout out for Sabilby.
They were looking for flashbang there potentially to grab him.
Not a bad idea.
Yeah.
Use that family hammer, kind of spread out the bullets, try to get a lucky tag.
Yeah, on the L replay show, Timo was talking about that earlier about how every team knows patterns for the enemy or the enemy excuse me Sombra, enemy Sombra, Sabilby in this case, and you kind of track it, try to get those picks early. So Birdring sticking with the Widow, very terrifying if he can get the angle.
Not quite the headshot there that Birdring wanted. Softened up Jonik, but no one able to get that kill. Sabilby in the meantime, though, still harassing in that back line. Comes up with a nice one. Gets rid of that enemy Widow, and you can see he is just surging up. Prophet is sitting at 16% at the moment. Sabilby at 79.
We're gonna see the Hanzo swap here for Birdring as well. This should, in theory, work much better than the opening we had for Libero because of the lack of an Orisa barrier and the potential for big headshot kills right up in the faces of the front line. Sabilby just looking for a hack here to knock them off the side.
Yeah, try to send him into the river.
Not gonna happen. Okay, this engage is going to be really important. It's gonna tell us how well London can run this Hanzo composition, and can they get Birdring into position to do damage while also chipping away with Fury. He's trying to force the Rhine Shield to be facing the opposite direction of where the Hanzo arrows are coming. You can see him coming from the other side just there.
Trying to get that split angle. London will be able to grab a tick for free. Jonik low in the back. Now the EMP strikes. Prophet instantly going to be taken down. Now Fury, unable to fly, will also be eliminated. Quatermain manages to get the res off, puts Prophet back into the action. Still quite far away from that EMP, though, only at 65%. Raph does come through, Gesture. Gonna get caught out, and they manage to find 3. And YXL still holding on.
And they are continuing to run this composition. The Dragon Strike is almost ready. That's not really what this Hanzo is designed to do. It's more about getting him in position to break the tank line. That's going to be a big stagger here, unfortunately.
Mono fighting off a little bit more than he can chew. The Dragon Strike coming through, but not really going to be clipping anything. Everyone else cut off to the right from the attacker's perspective in the police station, so the Dragon Strike gets no value.
Yeah, the Dragon Strike is worse than Storm Arrows as an ability in this composition. You don't even really ever think about it. You're really trying to get that damage onto Mono if you can, or the backline if you get an angle. No opportunity for follow-up on the EMP.
The fight is just on so many fronts here. You can see Prophet not really sure which way he should go. Jumps back over the rest of the squad, though. They get the cleanup. Only Bedoshin going to be taken down now. Hack forward onto Mono. They get the kills, and that will be going the way of London Spitfire. They have about 5 minutes in that time bank.
It all came down to the EMP, and does beg the question, could they have run almost any other composition here in conjunction with Prophet Sombra to try to have an ult advantage to get a double cap, because they won't have it now, and if they can't do this in a minute and a half, they're going to be with a lesser time bank. And that's what you were really hoping for as London, was to get the double cap, but their composition just doesn't really allow for that. You don't cap A with the ability to then smash B. In fact, now you're massively behind in ultimates. I think there's a good chance Nene will swap over soon to the Zarya.
Okay, well, come around the corner, drops in the shatter, but Fury manages to take out Sabilby. EMP still going to be held, however. We'll have that for the next fight. Mono, in a less than an advantageous position, does get taken out as they spot Nene. Sliver of HP, but Bedoshin dunks him with that Bionade. Now 1 tick going to be snagged here for the side of London. Looking for a bit more. EMP comes out, manages to hack 4 on the side of London, including Prophet, who nearly has an EMP of his own, but it's still going to be London coming up with the kills. Mono comes back in, now EMP out, manages to find the hamster, manages to find Sabilby. That could just be the finish. 3:55 in the clock right now. Nene going to be taken down. The cap comes through. We are tied up 2-2. London finished with more time in the bank.
Prophet looks like he can't even believe it. Against all odds, ult disadvantage, and they still get the better time bank. Might be able to turn the momentum around in this series in extra rounds now. What a turnaround.
Yep, nearly 50 seconds up. Let's see what happens in OT rounds. And here we go. London on the defense first. They finish with more time in the bank, 3:53 to 3:06. NYXL Let's see what they got prepped for us. I would love for Libero to run the Ashe, but I don't think it's going to
I
happen.
got bad news.
I don't think it's going to happen. So far, we've only really had one Ashe play coming through. That was Dia on the Shanghai Dragons.
Get some good dynamite.
Yeah, it's really solid.
Yeah. So for the Spitfire here, they're going to defend with the same composition. The Pharah and Widow, with obviously the Sombra to kind of like put the pieces together in terms of harassing the backline, getting hacks off on targets they're looking for. Libero is once again going to stick with his Hanzo. Let's see if he can find the angle. I mean, it was really...
Oh!
Boy, well that could do it for you. It's
And
really,
there he is, your runner-up, Nene.
but I mean, look, Libero didn't really accomplish much. It was Jonak who got the picks last time to open up the point with this composition. I think it's going to have to happen again if they want this to work. I mean, again, Libero only shoots at the barrier. Say Bilby doesn't build an EMP, and Spitfire's sitting pretty here with the counter to what the New York Excelsior are running in a lot of ways.
I mean, Fury is more than happy to have Nene's eyes looking somewhere else other than him in the sky. Gives him a lot of freedom. That's why we saw so many kills come through for this far, and why he nearly has that barrage online. Jonak again, major hitbox here, just means he can just continue to soak up those rockets.
Yeah, and give
him that charge.
Exactly what you're saying. I mean, that is a huge factor here. Jonak gets another hook, you know, but there's not enough follow-up damage.
Careful there, Jester.
I'll take your head off. You don't have that barrier up.
I mean, we know that Nene is extremely deadly. Well, there goes the rezzing half of the pharmacy comp, so not going to be able to get brought into the fight immediately. Now Birdring under some fire, taken down Sabiobi. And just to get that wrap around, finish him off, and now Nene only has to really worry about the Fury! Barrage comes down, manages to find two. Libero takes him out of the sky right at the end of it.
He felt
Rez
the
will
Fury.
come back in.
He certainly felt the Fury. And this is a bad look for NYXL.
Now Supercharger out, Anamo gets pulled up, and Gesture just cuts him down. Ruffin pushes forward, he's trying to get rid of Mono, who is bunkered up on the side of the point, all on his lonesome. Another halt through, Gesture trying to stay alive. Supercharger now going to be taken away, and he steps just out from behind that barrier, and Nene is there again to finish him off.
All right, Libero's in position to get big kills again as well. He's got the entranceway held here.
Riverside still running here. Prophet uses the EMP, manages to catch a couple members on the side of NYXL,
No way.
including Jonak, who's trying to stay alive. He manages to take a breather, still going to be in the fight. Ocean with a wraparound from the side, trying to set up for Fury, who is since swapped over onto the Tracer. Jonak going to be taken down. Gesture is here onto the point, as you say, the Nano thrown down onto Fury with the Tracer, trying to duel Sabiobi.
Ill-timed EMP here, potentially for New York.
Takes him low. They're still ticking up, though. Fury trying to split between that Supercharger and between the actual Orisa, but he gets pulled in, and Mono takes him down. 2 ticks snagged here for NYXL as they dip under 20 seconds remaining. Bro gets that rocket punch to get the cleanup here. It's going to be a 30-second bump, and not much time to get over to B and try to take this point. They only have one ult online, and that's the whole hog from Jonak.
Yeah, and I mean, we've seen teams down on ultimates. We just saw London do it. I mean, I never want to say never in terms of compositions like this. They're going to put Nene on the McCree.
Okay.
They're looking for a comp to bust the tank line here.
They keep it the Doom.
Yep.
They see this. Birdring wants to go over onto the McCree so he can flashbang Libero or Sabiobi and just help heal for that back line.
Also, remember, this is not new McCree, but McCree has a ton of damage output. They could burst down Gesture and or the Wrecking Ball that's going to have to come out to delay if this point starts getting capped. So I like this a lot. I mean, you could run Reaper for the same purpose, but the McCree is multi-purposed. So there it is.
Everyone's basically agreeing that the new McCree is going to be a bit of a game changer, but let's see what Nene can get done with the original. Gets that snipe there on the Gesture, knocking him out of the sky. Now trying to pop Fury out of that mech, but the kills are coming through for London. Denying away even a single tick here on point B. The OT goes away. And London with a superior time bank get ready to go on the attack. To try to close out Paris and tie us up 1-1. We'll see if they can do it.
I mean, I think a lot of teams right now are looking at the bunker composition and saying the best way to break this is running a somewhat mirrored comp where you run the Hanzo, you know, help break that barrier down, Dragon Strike the Bastion, and push it away. And the comp that Spitfire is running is at an Orisa composition that is otherwise completely not a bunker. You've got Pharah in the sky, you've got the harassing Sombra, and then you have a Widow on the other side who's not really even behind the Orisa barrier most of the time. Obviously, sometimes she is situational. But I think the reliance on Hanzo there, certainly both on the first and second attack, hurt New York's time bank. And now the Spitfire, who, you know, again, are kind of changing it up. We're not seeing them run this composition really. I mean, all throughout this season, they've been kind of gung-ho about doing what's meta and what's 3-3, and even a little bit reluctant recently to run the Sombra. They have come into the series well prepared with, you know, a new flavor of Spitfire here. And, I mean, so far so good, at least on Paris. And I think there is a great chance for them to tie this series up right now with the time bank they have. And Excelsior's going to run the Winston variation here to try to get that, you know, choke point controlled with the Tesla gun, get that fast primal.
I mean, this is effectively quad DPS at the moment that they're starting with, at least. As Prophet goes on a scouting report. Yeah, there you go. Jester going to be swapping off.
Just looking for that stun on the Sombra like we were talking about before.
Found him for a moment. But he does manage to jump out of there. Bird Ring pushing back over towards the spawn with Gesture. Seems like they might be changing things up a bit.
Yeah, I think we're just going to see 3-3 with Sombra Goats, as they call it, which is Reinhardt, Zarya, Sombra. So
did we just do, yep. Oh, Prophet maybe even changing out. Yep, okay, we'll just be
Sombraless.
The standard 3-3 coming through, so no Sombra to be found on the side of Spitfire. Sabiobi, of course, still going to be using it.
Yep, and you've got a big time bank, and all you need is one tick on B to win the map. So, I mean, if you can get that ult advantage.
Major bio nade through from Jonak. Catches 3. Sabiobi's into the back. Shield bash from Bird Ring, not going to connect.
Sabiobi's doing almost too much damage here on the Sombra already. He's already halfway to an EMP.
They're just getting chipped down, and they can't even get top back up because these bio nades just keep splashing onto everybody.
Sabiobi is really going to be the crux of this defense, and he's doing exactly what he needs to so far. 85%.
Yeah, Mono going low, but Bedosian going to be taken down. Bionade goes into the shields, this time not catching the members of Spitfire, but Prophet's still going to be taken down. Sabiobi denied that hack in the back line, but he doesn't really mind, because the rest of his team is coming up with the kills, and the EMP is already online. Now they'll pop Fury out, and that is crucial. He's at 57%. They can just leave him. He's going to lose all of that charge.
They know Nene has a grab, and Sabiobi has EMP. So Bedosian's not even going to run the Zenyatta for this attack anymore. He didn't have trance anyways. He's saying that, oh, look, I don't have my ultimate. I have a better shot of sleeping here or hitting a big bio grenade that's going to turn this fight for us. And I mean, things are going south very quickly for London Spitfire right now, as New York is about to have the big 6 ultimates, and all they really need is the EMP, and unless we see a big sleep, I don't know.
Slide down off the ceiling, EMP comes through, manages to catch 4. Fury, he melted out of that deck very quickly, and Gesture going to be taken down. Fury does manage to sustain through that one, but they lose the main tank, so again, London going to be held off. That's just one ult.
If you sleep the Sombra there, you know, everything falls apart. That's why he did the roof slide down, which has always been like a, you know, traditional technique of Sombra players since she was released, is to translocate onto a roof and then slide for the EMP. But you can't be slept in that moment. They don't know where you are. You're above them.
Now they have still so many tools on the side of NYXL that Spitfire has to be worried about. Grab comes through, Fury not going to be able to get the eat. The rally is rolling to try to keep them alive, but the anti-out from Jonak is absolutely huge, but they still come up with 3 kills, now 4, 5 in answer. London Spitfire, they turn the fight on its head.
Incredible plays. Probably doing the majority of the damage in that fight, sitting at 90 energy with the counter grab coming through. Support ultimate's good on both sides. The bio grenade's still not enough with the overshielding coming through from Quartermain, and now they have a chance. This is winnable. New York is thinking back at home, drawable, but I mean, this is certainly a fight that they can win. The nano boost is the matchup, and if the longer fight happens, they will have an EMP. I think this fight has to be the one where Spitfire wins it. If Sabiobi gets an EMP, I mean, it's just so unrealistic to think they could take it.
They only need 1 tick. Sabiobi's into the back, everybody instantly turning around, trying to deny him that hack. John's gonna be taken down. The nano is through on the Mono, and Nana is gonna be eliminated. The majority of the damage gonna be taken away. Sabiobi got slept in the back line. Does manage to translocate out with his life, but NYXL otherwise is in shambles. London, they have the point. They have the victory here on Paris. And as we get ready to move into halftime, we are tied up 1-1.
So many faces of Spitfire here, the 3-3, the Sombra, the Pharah Widow, and they are bringing this to a real series here, 1-1. 1 win better than the last time they faced NYXL so far.
They got 1 on the board. We have a series on our hands. Let's see how it goes down when we come back from halftime.
The Overwatch League is brought to you by T-Mobile, now connecting 99% of Overwatch League fans. Catch your league on America's network, T-Mobile, and by State Farm. Whatever life brings your way, State Farm is here to help life go right.
I'm out of here. Heroes never die. We want to win. I am unstoppable. Looking for me? Der Kampf ist noch nicht vorbei. Cease your resistance. Fire at will. Helden sterben nicht. Dein Schutzinnen ist da. See you later.
It's NYXL day here in the Blizzard Arena, but the Spitfire are trying to make it sure it's not their day up on the stage as well. They have things all tied up at 1-1 at the half. What's up, everybody? Malik here. We got Zoe and Sideshow here at halftime. Now, guys, the question coming into this matchup was how would London respond to getting pretty much bodied by the NYXL a couple weeks ago? So far, it looks like they're doing all right. What do you guys think, though?
Honestly, I'm very, very amazed at how many different looks we have seen from the London Spitfire in this very game. They definitely came in with a plan and they executed it. They were reactionary, so they also really did the switches in their composition on the spot during that game, and they reacted really well to what New York was throwing at them. I'm very impressed with London.
Yeah, and when you compare that to how they were playing in their first match, it was they had no idea what to do, basically.
Night and day.
They were so hesitant to make any decisions, and although it started out looking reasonable, this is from the last time they played, started out looking reasonable when they were on control, as it did this time. Once we got to Horizon and we were at the halftime point, we were like, what on earth are they doing against Sabiobi Sombra? But Doshin was getting picked off all the time. As they were trying to push, they were just getting obliterated. It started improving throughout the series, but they really did not have an answer for the Sombra at all. And there were moments where I was a little worried on Paris towards the end, but mostly what we've seen this time is them abandoning the idea of running 3-3 into New York, and instead we've seen a ton of DPS from them.
Which is lovely, which is what we've been wanting, what we've been craving for. So let's go ahead and jump into the highlights for the first half, starting off with Nepal. Lots of DPS that we saw there. How'd you guys feel about the performance from the NYXL, though, being able to pull this map out?
I think that the NYXL had a decent response to whatever London threw at them. And it was certainly London setting the tempo, I think, because they were running double DPS combos, triple DPS at times. They know that Sabiobi's in, and so they normally isn't going to be a diva on the field. So they pushed them into a position where Nene had to rotate onto that diva role and made it a bit more uncomfortable. And then here, they're running triple DPS against the Mei, which is a great counter.
Is this conventional, what we're seeing here, Fury playing Pharah?
I mean, we've definitely seen it in the past, and it's certainly working really well here because there is a Sombra in there. It's just nice to be spread out a little bit more. So having actual heroes who are able to, you know, spread the whole fight into different places where an EMP is just not quite as effective as we're seeing right here on screen. Overall, I do have to say, though, the Prophet versus Sabiobi battle was an absolute blast to watch. And I do have to say, Sabiobi did have the upper hand. Not just on the Sombra, also on the Tracer. It was great to see that. The Tracer one we won again.
I love it. I love them pulling the Tracer out. It was a blast to the past. We saw a little bit more of that on Paris when they were trying to capture that last point on their first push in the NYXL. So let's go ahead and jump into the Paris highlights. What do you guys think about what we saw there?
Well, there were still a few moments where I felt like London is kind of falling back into their old ways. And when I say old ways, I mean last week or something like that. But they every now and then, they started playing a little bit more scared. They walked backwards rather than forward. But I do think that overall they had it in control. And that was solely just based on individual big plays. Like the shadow from Gesture at the very end there, and all these kind of plays were really what edged them out, those big team fights. It was a very, very close game. Those two teams were about 3 fractional kills apart from each other.
I think this was a big mistake from New York, actually. They went too aggressive there and tried to shadow Gesture. He got peeled for, and the London Spitfire defense on A was brilliant. Even with 2 players down, this play was phenomenal. To be able to sync up the Hulk from Gesture into that barrage was excellent. But here's where I'm starting to get worried looking at the second half, because this play where London switch over to the triple tank, triple support with only a minute left, they really struggled to maneuver around Sevi or Sombra. In the end, they get it done, and they actually come up with a map win. And but I think that's more to do with New York making mistakes rather than London looking excellent. And when we are going forward in the map pool, they're going to be coming up on maps like Eichenwald, where they might really struggle to deal with that. Again, it's not normally a Sombra map, but London just don't know how to play the triple tank, triple support against the Sombra. They're so passive.
So should they stick with Sombra on Eichenwald, in you guys' opinion? NYXL.
I mean, they probably will. At least for A, I could potentially see it.
Yeah.
However, they will be facing off against the Fury on Far for sure, as that is just working on this very map, at least for 2 of the points.
Right.
So, yeah, I'm not sure. I do think they will stick to it just because it still works, and why switch it up if it's still working?
It's especially good on the defense, right? So I can certainly see if New York want to run it on the point B, they could really hold them there and make it very difficult. But on the push, that's where New York are really going to be tested. And London have looked good on defense, but bad on offense. So we're going to see something weird here on Eichenwald where it's going to test both teams. And it depends what kind of strats they've brought into the game.
All right. Well, guys, we got an exciting second half culminating here, guys. It's all tied up 1-1. We're going to see who's able to pull off the victory in this rematch when we come back in just a second.
And when it comes to in-game communication, if they say some words in Korean, I understand like some of them that have to do with the enemy or some abilities or something like that.
처음부터 게임 많이 하고 서로 이제 얘기도 이제 영어로 많이 하려고 하다 보니까 언제부턴가 이제 좀 자연스럽게 친해지게 된 것 같아요. 이미 많이 친해요.
Apagando las luces. The enemies of Talon will be Огонь по готовности!
That's right, guys. Grand Finals just around the corner, September 29th. So make sure you get your tickets, get your flights, your hotels, whatever you need in order to attend. London Spitfire, they're wondering if they're going to be in attendance for that event. Our inaugural season winners from just last year, can they make it back?
Yeah.
So far, it's looking pretty good. You know, on the rise.
In this squad, seen a lot of finals, Gesture, Apex Season 4 finals, as well as Birdring in Season 3 finals of Apex. And, you know, that was the time where everyone was heralding Birdring's Widow as being potentially the X factor that would change that finals for Kongdu Panthera. We're seeing it a lot in this series as they are running the, you know, Widowmaker Pharah. Very different than how things were done way back then 2 years ago, but it's always exciting to see when metas change and players who've been forced to adapt. You know, Birdring on the Brigida is what we've seen most of this season, Prophet on the Zarya. When they get to go back to their roots a little bit, play the heroes that made them famous in the first place, what got them signed to an Overwatch League team. And as we head into Eichenwald, you can see it already. Birdring has the Widowmaker locked in. It's an attack for them though, so I don't know if that will really stick around too long. We might see it on the defense. But I do love to see, you know, different shades of Spitfire through the eras of time, you know, and that's what's so exciting about seeing these two teams have such a big history against each other as well, face off. And I'm glad we're getting a closer series, at least on paper here so far, than what we had at the beginning of Stage 3.
I mean, tied up 1-1, 3 rounds on control. So, has been a bit back and forth for both of these teams. NYXL on the defense just going to be showing us the Sombra here. With that 3-2-1, Birdring up over the top, but it's going to be met with nothing but shields. So says, yeah, maybe not the Widowmaker right now. Maybe I should change that up.
See if NYXL can, you know, deal with this adequately, because I mean, you know, there's a lot more angles on this map than Paris for Fury to find angles of attack. You know, the defense is fine on Paris, but the attack here, I mean, this is very wide open angles. Now, Jonak is trying to hound him down here with the Ana, but he's now put Mono in an uncomfortable position where he's going to have to turn his back to Birdring, or he's going to have to eat rockets.
Yeah, I mean, he's the one lone man out here onto the point. The rest of NYXL kind of scattered around, circling the point here at the moment. Birdring tagged up. Does retreat back safely. Gesture going to be finished off. Jonak does get picked, however. Prophet coming up with that kill. Still slow push here for the London Spitfire, not moving up onto the point quite yet. Bubble's going to be expiring. Libero under fire. Birdring with that last storm arrow manages to find the hit. Tries to get the pick there on the save. Yolby is unable to do so, but Quatermain manages to bring Benocean back into the fight with a res.
Huge
Suddenly,
charge.
London ticking up. Push off the point. Disrupts them, pushes them into the back, which means that they can go ahead and grab that first tick. With Benocean getting taken down, they're gonna have to go ahead and reset.
Now, the idea, again, is to force these barriers to be turned to an angle where there's a damage source coming from somewhere else, which is why we saw that pick on Libero early in that fight. He's lost a lot of potential rally charge because of it, only down at 40%. But they got an EMP. Sabilby lived through that fight, and that's the critical ult they're going to need to win this fight. Oh, two Sombras passing the night.
You know, it's like two submarines just gently cruising past each other.
Almost collision there. Well, Sabilby is just looking for an opportunity to translocate into an EMP.
Well, Nano going to be out. Fury looking for a target. Gets a little bit of damage there onto Anamo, but it's not going to be enough. And now pushes around from behind, and Jonak was not ready for it. Takes him down. Mono falling as well. Then with a sliver of HP trying to survive, and it seems like London have finally broken through. To get this cap on A, they will finish this one off. Still a couple members of NYXL around the back. Sabilby finally going to get finished off, and the cart can start to advance.
Very ult-efficient capture of this point as well, and they can continue to run the Pharah. That's the thing about Eichenwald. This is a great map for London for the kind of style of play we're seeing from them today, where we're seeing a lot of Pharah, we're seeing a lot of Widowmaker. This is a great map here, the street space of Eichenwald, for that playstyle. Look at how much free reign Fury has right now to do extra damage, and they've got the threat of the EMP on top of it.
Yep, Anamo just going to be taken down. Nice picks, Prophet. Still just sitting forward, pushes straight through into that bubble, finishes off Mono before jumping back with that translocator. The cart is just rolling for free in the meantime.
And this is going to give Fury another Barrage in this, all the damage he's done on the castle here. And the New York Excelsior, I think something needs to happen. Something's got to give eventually. You're going to have to swap heroes here, because if you can't take this far out of the sky, what are you doing?
EMP out instantly into the barrage here. The combo completed. Fury gets himself a triple, now looking for a little bit more. Cleanup is there. Sabiobi does manage to jump out successfully, so not quite a team kill, but effectively one as the cart gets ready to round the final corner and start advancing across the bridge.
In the old days of Overwatch, when you had a Pharah you couldn't deal with, in your ranked games, when you have a Pharah you couldn't deal with, somebody said, could someone play McCree? Can we get a soldier? Could someone knock this Pharah out of the sky? In this meta, you lose too much ult charge if you try to make that decision.
Dragon Strike through, just trying to zone them back. The approach comes from the left side, however, from the side of the NYXL. Beat used, but Nano's out. Fury just looking for some more targets. Waterman gonna be taken down. Throw able to open things a bit. Now the hack lands on a Fury and he's got nowhere to go. Will get finished off. Cart just 2.5 meters away. Jonah gonna be taking down the pile driver coming through, looking for a kill onto Nene, but he's still gonna be quite elusive with that tracer. The gesture is going lower and lower. Now hacked and finished off. Seems like the cart will be halted here for the moment, but Prophet nearly has that next EMP up.
He's gonna live too, so he's gonna get that extra passive charge and will be able to get healed up. But now the NYXL, they have a choice to make. Where will they try to make their stand here? Can they prevent Fury from getting into position to do damage? I don't think so. You know, I mean, well, that's one way.
Okay.
Well, proved me wrong there, say BLB, but...
Yeah, it seems like, you know, got taken down in a spot where the res can't come through either.
Let's see if they can win the ground battle here. You know, off the back of hacks, Nene's gonna have a post bomb soon. Maybe they could blow up someone like Gesture. You know, there's not a whole lot of tankiness.
The 2v1 comes in. The pocket healing from Quantumate's just not enough. Pops the Valkyrie for that one as well. The Burgering still gets taken down. Can they get him rezzed? Will be able to push down and safely secure that. Not out of the fight for too long.
The Tracer's a perfect choice. I mean, you only have a Wrecking Ball, you have no D.Va, you have no damage mitigation, and Nene is, all the targets are great targets for a Tracer.
Ball's gonna be thrown down, doesn't find the stick, doesn't find the kill, but Benocean and Burgering still gonna get finished off. Push back there as Jonak does get eliminated. A rejoin comes through from Mono. Barrage getting dropped in, Fury manages to find one. Prophet goes off the side of the map as Waterman gets finished off by Sabiobi, so reset gonna be coming in.
That's unfortunate they were able to pair the Barrage with the EMP, because that's one great way to really, you know, solidify your position on the point, get a kill or two, and then turn things around. Fury will stick with the Pharah though. I mean, you can still do a lot during EMP even without the Barrage, but that's a combo they're missing. Sabiobi doesn't have the critical EMP when he needs it. Then he's going to swap over to Zarya because they know if they fail to hold B here, they're going to be way behind in ultimates if he doesn't.
Right, he's so close, he can farm this very rapidly. Needs to find a target to open up on. Prophet in the meantime jumps up over the top. EMP comes down, manages to find 4. Pile driver gets rid of Sabiobi. Now the follow-up coming in the mines gets rid of Jonak. 3 kills instantly over to the side of London Spitfire as they try to push this across into B. And they basically by himself manages to pop the bubble just before getting hacked, but there's not much more that he can do here. Will play up, will get stunned. And now try to retreat. Seems like he will make it out with his life, but
huge that he caught an ammo there. If an ammo had not been hacked, he could have sound barriered, and the fight would have looked a lot different. But here's why Nene swapped to the Zarya, because Spitfire are now going to swap to 3-3 as well. And because he made the decision to swap Zarya, knowing there was a risk of losing B, instead of just running the Tracer, hoping to hold B there, now he's got a huge ult advantage over Fury, and Sabiobi has his EMP with it. So it's a decision that's thinking 2 steps ahead to swap to that Zarya.
I mean, you also know how weak their time bank is going to be, so having that advantage towards the Graviton Surge is absolutely huge for NYXL. Pushing forward, EMP coming down, manages to find 5, Bionate out as well. Means that the tank line here is just gonna be shut down for the London Spitfire.
And the EMP builds the Grav. Nene's got a Grav now, and they have still an Ammo sound barrier because, you know, he wasn't able to use it in that last fight. He's still holding on to that critical tool. So they have ways to shut down the next EMP from Prophet, either by being proactive with the Grav or just simply sound barriering it, as long as an Ammo doesn't get caught a second time in a row. This is going to be Spitfire just pushing forward to get that last 10%. Prophet's almost there.
Almost has it, Gesture a little bit further behind. Do they try to go for the EMP Shatter here?
And almost back, and he's moving forward now.
Actually getting aggressive now is the NYXL. Will that be their undoing? Grab comes in, Prophet manages to find Libero, but it's at the cost of 2 members on the side of London Spitfire. Now have to make their way over onto the cart. Shatter coming down. Mono looking to shut them out, and it seems like they have done just that. Barely inside the castle walls is where the cart will stop. London Spitfire unable to finish Eichenwald.
Love how they got aggressive there and initiated that fight with the Graviton Surge. Anamo's behind, gets the barrier off, knowing the only way they can lose that fight is the EMP. Great swap from Nene as well onto the Zarya, thinking ahead, knowing this was possible.
Some tense moments here. Let's see what happens when NYXL goes on the attack.
Coca-Cola is the official refreshment of the Overwatch League.
Огонь по готовности!
And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. NYXL successfully stopped the cart push from London Spitfire just inside the castle. Past point being is where it rests. Now just need to exceed that in order to take a lead here in this series.
We did have a reporter and insider, Danny, talk to them during that halftime as well. We got the confirmation that the inspiration for the Doomfist Sombra was from Element Mystic. And they think that the Contenders Korea teams do set the meta, something that's been true for almost all of time. So surprise, surprise, but just wanted to share that Danny got that insight for us.
Except Ghosts.
Well, yeah.
Korea was not responsible for Ghosts.
But they did master it, and then Vancouver won stage 1 with it. But
very true.
Yeah. NYXL is moving away from the GOATs, the 3-3 they dominated with so much, and they're really pushing the Sombra so much right now. And for the defense here, look, I mean, Sideshow just tweeted it out about how one of the other things to consider with this composition for Spitfire is that they know New York are not running a D.Va, and that, you know, a lot of what this comp does is countered by D.Va. So, you know, it's something to think about here. I mean, Birdring this time on the Tracer, not the Widow. So that's another thing that D.Va can really make difficult to play, but you know, you've got a lot of squishy targets what New York's running now too, because they're kind of mirroring this. Here we go.
Be changing it up, Nene, for now, showing us the Tracer.
Okay, they're just gonna swap over to what I thought was going to be Reinhardt, Zarya, Sombra. But
Otto is still playing forward. He's not going back to swap off of the Wrecking Ball right now, but Anamo just gonna get taken down.
I have questions about New York with this composition. It's not a real thing, this composition.
Well, still not seeing any changes.
Yeah, I mean, I think they're being a little bit indecisive with how they're playing this too. Nene needs to be a lot more proactive than he's being. He needs to win the, you know, the land battle, right? You know, if you're not going to kill the Pharah outright, you need to kill the backline or the tanks. And he's losing the matchup against Birdring.
Oh, but Prophet is going to be taken down. Mono up on that high ground. The initial choke manages to find the kill. Back up, starts rolling into the back here. So they try to continue their attack. A hack on a Quatermain. Means that he gets taken down. Murdering here onto the point, nearly with the pulse bomb online, taking damage from multiple angles. Bedosian just desperately trying to keep him alive. The pulse going forward, manages to find Jonak, but Raja from Fury looking for a little bit more. Cleans up Libero. Mono going to be taken down. That's a 3 for 2.
Huge
Birdring still getting tagged. Will be eliminated here by Anamo, and NYXL are still on the point.
It's scrappy. It's a scrappy fight. The EMP's needed.
There's that one down, Anamo gonna be hacked. Prophet, however, cannot stay alive. Nene is there to help his Lucio and get the kill onto that enemy Sombra, but they still do lose out the Lucio in the end. Gesture up into the air, gonna be taken down, and NYXL have finally broken through onto the point. With 2 minutes to spare, now bumped up to 4.5 minutes to get started on this Streets phase.
That was a very extended fight where we saw multiple times they were able to deny the reses from coming through from Quatermain, and that was huge. They killed him twice. The first time when Prophet died early, and the second time in the kind of third follow-up fight there, preventing those reses, killing the Mercy, taking away half of the healing output on top of it all. That's what you need to do, and New York were able to make that happen consistently. I'm gonna put Nene now onto the McCree, and this is the answer to the Pharah. In open spaces, you've got a great opportunity to burst down, gesture, and also stun him if he attacks you, but I mean, look at already the threat you can see onto the Mercy and the Pharah in the sky.
Yeah, very squishy.
It's not gonna allow Fury to be as free reign as he was previously.
Minefield gonna be dropped in by Gesture. Bash coming through, Nene going low, flashbang straight into the shield. Auto actually going to be the one coming up with the kill of the Minefield. Manages to knock Bedosian in, and Gesture's gonna be taken down, so already 2 picks coming through for the side of NYXL. Birdring gonna be eliminated here on the back end. Quatermain was able to get the res on the Bedosian, but not sure if that is going to be enough.
I can almost hear Hex backstage, support hero, by the way, with that drop-down bash, but they do stave him off. They do stave off Birdring, and they are continuing to push forward.
Raj gonna be coming through. Jonak gets one tag in, but didn't have the sleep dart available. It does get taken down as this Libero. Shots coming through, unable to finish off Anamo. So NYXL gonna be halted for now, but the ults so very heavily favored for them as the cart still was inching forward.
I mean, you could feel the difference in terms of impact on Fury's Pharah when Nene is on this McCree, but at the same time, London are playing around the McCree so well.
Sword pile driver in. Get the anti there onto Jonik and Libero, but Rally armor rolling through helps keep them both safe. Now Fury gonna be taken out of the sky. Nene comes up with a double kill. Gesture, he rolls up onto the top, only to be met with an EMP as Nene pops off in the kill feed. Scooping up one after the other here from the London Spitfire, throws him into the bin, and now the cart starts charging across the bridge.
Look, this is why you run the McCree. Watch this. He gets an angle here. Doesn't matter if he's hacked or not. The sound barrier's there, first of all, but he's got the opportunity, as long as he's not under threat, to just blow everyone up. He's got the line of sight.
Sleep with the pushback comes in. Deadeye is out, and Gesture gets taken down. Cleanup coming through. Nene with the McCree, an absolute monster. And now it's 3 minutes and 15 seconds
and
as the cap doors come down.
Everyone's thinking, is McCree meta now? This isn't even upgraded McCree. This could break the game. No, this is a counter to what London is running. They teched it in, and it might just win them this map.
In the back, Minefield coming down from Gesture, just trying to buy some time. Just under 3 minutes now remaining. Jonak gonna be the first one to get eliminated here. It's already a positive boon for the London Spitfire, but they gotta be strapped in and glued to this cart.
Yeah,
if they want to hold this out, get the victory to move up 2-1.
They don't have any answer for Save Belby's EMP. That's the scariest part.
They're just back. Something's gonna play forward. Birdring gets a bubble, trying to stay alive. Prophet into the back, manages to pick off Jonik again. They continue to attack the inaugural season MVP, and it buys them time.
New York does not need to take this fight without Jonak, but at the same time, it gives Prophet a chance to catch up an EMP charge. Quatermain's not gonna have a sound barrier, we know that. But this is it, this is the fight they have to win versus the EMP, and they don't know where St. Bilby is.
He's right in the back.
He could just go for the hack here onto Ana first, so no nano. See if he goes for it.
He's playing around, he's...
There it is!
No
nano!
Now there's not gonna be a sleep dart either, but Ocean gonna be hacked out, trying to survive. Damage coming through, and he gets taken down just before he jumps back out. Now Mono playing forward. Shatter comes in, knocks 3 to the ground. NYXL, they wanna finish this right now. St. Bilby comes in, sets up the EMP. Mono swings away for a triple. And NYXL pushes it through. They get the victory here on Eichenwald, and now they're at match point with a lead at 2-1.
Understanding their opponent's strategies, countering the Pharah with the McCree in open spaces as Nene. Super calculated last team fight there with the hack onto Bedosian coming through. Very nice play, very clean from New York.
Very nicely done. Let's see if they can close this out, or if London can extend this to a Game 5 when we come back.
The Overwatch League is powered by Intel. Game, record, stream without compromise on Intel Core i7. And by Omen by HP, the official PC and display of the Overwatch League.
Огонь по готовности!
And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. At least one more map here to be played. The series not decided yet. London Spitfire unable to defend on Eichenwald. Now need to come up with a victory on Escort to try to extend this to the fifth and final map.
And zooming out, when you take a look at the Atlantic standings, you can see that Spitfire, you know, they were sort of hot on the heels of New York Excelsior, but now they've really pulled ahead. Winning this series, especially, you know, directly beating Spitfire twice in a row, means that it's almost guaranteed that they will take that first place spot in Atlantic and get a bye. So this means a lot for the actual season playoffs much later on. Not that much later, we're getting closer every match, but for this match in particular, it does have implications for getting potentially a bye for New York, which is massive.
Yeah, if you can have that.
They could skip the sandbag phase, you know?
Yeah, move directly beyond all of that and get seated nicely in the season playoffs. But we do have this next map coming up, Dorado for Escort. London, been seeing a lot of Pharah, a lot of Sombra and Widowmaker, and those picks have always been quite friendly with this map, and they're already highlighted here by Spitfire. So perhaps just more of the same for them as they are pushing forward here for this defense.
Yeah, the Spitfire really, you know, I feel like they came into this series very prepared for how New York has been playing recently. New York has, you know, been very predictable throughout this season. Very defensive 3-3. Now almost always Sombra in the mix with some sort of Reinhardt, Zarya variation. Now they're forcing New York to play out of their comfort zones, play DPS heroes. But New York is playing to their tune. I mean, they're putting Nene out on the McCree to counter the Pharah. I mean, great fights to the Sombra. And yeah, Widowmaker battle here in a pro Overwatch game. It's been a while.
Well, that wasn't much of a battle at all.
No,
that was pretty one-sided, I'd say. Fury, though, will get rezzed.
One way to shut down the Pharah is the Widowmaker.
Yeah. I mean, it's exactly what we saw on Paris. You just took him right out of the sky. The res comes in from Connor Main.
It's really easy on the maps where you have long sight lines too, like this one.
Yep. And he sees Fury again. The rocket coming towards him. Has to cheat back. Spotted him, I believe, for a moment. Might have just barely missed seeing Birdring.
He knows that's where he is.
Doesn't have a rough idea. Poison Trap going to be triggered for him. Just getting some extra sight here. Fury continuing to try and apply some pressure, chunks him down to about half HP. Now gets that shot right onto Anomal, but just cannot finish him off. Too risky to push that far forward.
Body shot there, but not enough to kill our main. He's allowing this angle to go through for Fury. Now this is where things start to get scary for NYXL because they're flanked, and then it can't compete anymore.
Yep, they're here on the staircase. Quantum trying to stay safe. Nene goes
up
a cheeky pop shot. Almost gets taken down as Prophet continues to try and apply some pressure here. Jonak now out in the marketplace. The cart still contested as they try to move this one forward, but Jester just sitting in behind that barrier, doing his best to stop it from advancing. Now has to wrap around the back. He gets set up next to the fountain. Nene, up close and personal here, gets some help. Bilby comes forward. They manage to take him down. Fury finds one onto Mono, but the sleep connects. Now he's going for a nice little nap. Nano does help keep him alive for a little bit longer, but Birdring going to be taken down. Jester eliminated as well. They managed to find Mono, but he gets res back through, and NYXL seems like they've finally done it. They've broken the defense here on A. They will be able to push through.
Jester over onto the Winston, interestingly enough here, and Birdring's going to stick with the Widow. And when you see the Mercy pop through with this as well, it's very old school damage boosted Widowmaker we're going to be seeing. So Jester's going to threaten Nene as best as he can, so it's not really a fair fight in terms of the Widow v Widow. You almost rarely see fair 1v1 fights in professional Widow v Widow.
You're talking about we had one earlier today between Pine and Pine
That
Park.
was a show match. That was an exhibition. Okay.
All right, I know what you're saying, but if for sights up for Nene, knows exactly where they are. It's just about getting those hits in. Keep trying to use the Hulk to pull somebody out. Instead, Prophet moves over towards NYXL, throws down that EMP, finds Libero and Mono, but it's going to be Nene who comes with the kill on the Vidosha. Now Gesture going to be taken down. Libero starting to pop with the Hanzo, and Nene gets that hit straight to the back of Vidosha's dome.
The sleep there as well onto Gesture was what really opened things up for the NYXL. Jonak hits a big one as soon as Gesture tries to leap in. So they can't really compete with the snipers on the side of New York Excelsior without that extra threat of the Winston. Orion can block shots entirely, but a Winston has to be aggressive, has to get in there and threaten those backline heroes. And when you get slept instantly, you just die, and it becomes a 6v5 with insane sightlines for the attacking team in that case.
Inversight here for Birdring. Got a lot of damage. Tries to line up a shot. Oh, they were trying to take it down, and oh man, Nene didn't see it coming. He manages to get Gesture just beforehand, and now Birdring, oh, he's just out of place. It's eliminated. The res comes through. Dragon Strike out onto the cart to try to displace Fury. Take him down to about half.
You get a flank kill like that, it could be addicting. You could feel like you can get another one, but
yeah.
It only works when they don't know it's coming. That actually costs Spitfire big that he goes for the greedy stay there. Ne's about to have Infra Sight. See if he pops in melee if he tries to hold it for EMP, because it can really give you an idea as to where the supports are hiding. I think he is going to hold it. It seems to be.
Yeah, just jump up over the top for now.
He's not getting sight lines, so, you know, he's going to have to play it passively and then use that now so he can try to get more value out of this Widow, not waiting for the EMP.
Hook not going to find the connection. The Hulk will. Bionade manages to find two, and Vidoshin's going to be taken down. The Storm Arrow's out from Libero. Finishes him off. Prophet trying to stay alive, but here comes in from behind Sabiobi, who manages to finish him off. We got Nene, but again, the res is going to be there from Anomal. They put him back in the fight. Vidoshin is completely surrounded. Quatermain has got nowhere to go. Oh, Libero! Come on! That was cheeky. That was egregious, and he gets punished for it.
Birdring is just having all these solo moments, but they're not really amounting to much, unfortunately. This is a great push for New York. This is an insane time bank.
Yeah, 3 minutes plus right now as they nearly get the finish. Gesture take it down. Mono finds the finish there. Vidoshin taking a nap will also be eliminated. And it is just chaos across the board, but NYXL, they finish Dorado with a very nice time bank, and now London has to step up to the plate.
Yeah, London tried a lot of risky things on that defense. I mean, from the double sniper there to trying to have Birdring flank. Sounds like more of an individual decision for him there, but sometimes you end up trying to make a big play and it backfires. I mean, Gesture made the greedy play of trying to run the Winston in this meta, and I mean, one of the reasons we don't see Winston outside of the fact that Reinhardt Zarya is more powerful, generally speaking, at the moment, is that people have gotten so good at sleep darting. I mean, at the beginning of professional Overwatch, when you would see Jaehong sleep a Winston that was Primal Raging or Nano Primal Raging even, you know, everyone would be shocked and awed. But now it's kind of become the standard. And in his first real leap on the Winston this map, he was slept by Jonak and killed, you know, and didn't get value out of the Winston pick. It's these greedy decisions that London are making that New York is just going back to fundamentals with. I mean, it's the fundamentals that are winning Nene the Widow battle because he's playing safer. It's fundamentals that are, you know, Jonak getting those sleep darts, playing around these EMPs. New York is just brute forcing with mechanics, and that's sometimes what happens when your opponent's trying different and newer strategies.
See there, NYXL setting the second fastest attack time on Dorado.
Team of the day, man. It feels like it, doesn't it?
You know, channeling that energy. London Spitfire, it's going to take a lot to try to best that, maybe even set the record, the new record. But we'll see what they can get done. Birdring still going to be on the Widowmaker. Which, you know, it doesn't really make sense because we know that Gesture's the best Widowmaker on this team, so shouldn't he really be the one running it?
Put Bren in.
He would leap at it, but unfortunately Bren is sick, so we're wishing him a very swift recovery so he can rejoin us.
Yeah, all of our thoughts to Bren at the moment. All right, well, I mean, this is not a good sightline for this area. As long as New York plays passively, you can't get the kills, but the cart keeps rolling. And I wonder if they'll swap after this, you know, comes around this corner. Mono's looking for the counter engage, but doesn't find much.
Yeah, just gonna jump back over towards the cart, gets that bubble down, trying to put some pressure here on the Prophet. Oh, that bubble survives, but it doesn't do it very much longer, and he does get taken down. Libero eliminated by the splash damage here from the Rockets.
I feel highly unnecessary to engage at that moment. He used his bubble instantly as well, so I mean, he was asking to get picked.
This is just, as soon as they clean up these kills, let's just back into a corner. That's only a farm. There's nowhere to go.
All right, now that we have wide open spaces, I think we need to see Nene swap to something to deal with this Farah again. I mean, you could try to contest A here with the Tracer swap he just grabbed, but you've lost 40% of a Graviton Surge. You better make the swap worth it. And they are going to come and contest. Spitfire, no bubbles on cooldown. Mono is in danger.
Double pressure into the back. That Birdring just gets taken down. Now Bedosian getting pocketed back up. Manages to stay alive for a little bit longer, but suddenly Gesture is the one in desperate need of healing. And there's just so many low HP bars. The supports from Spitfire don't know which way to look. Now Prophet going to be eliminated just before that EMP comes online. That means that Yobi gets his first.
He does, and Nene is absolutely getting value of the Tracer swap.
Major Bionet comes in, and Fury! It sets him up for a triple. Mono also taking a nap at the moment, so now can push back over towards the cart and try to clean this up. Gesture's going to be res back through.
And a lot of the reason why we're seeing such success out of Fury on this Farah is there's no demon to block the barrages. That's why he's doing so well with these.
Oh man, Anama just jumping straight into that one. Cart rolls into A, and Jonak in the back's got nowhere to go, so will just be time for some cleanup here.
Easy A here after that.
Oh man,
turning it around. And now London Spitfire, total control. Nene holds a pulse bomb. But with this long area of line of sight, I was going to say it's time to swap, because now you have not only the Farah who has free reign in this area, but you also have the best zone on Dorado to then have the sightlines to safely kill the Farah. In a more cramped location, you're just going to get countered by the Farah yourself because you don't have those sightlines. You're going to be getting shot in doorways by rockets. Now you have the opportunity to force Fury off the Farah. He sees the Widow swap. He makes his own swap over to the Hanzo.
Yep.
And you know, this is how Overwatch is designed to be played.
Oh, well, Birdring gonna be the one coming up comes this time. So you'll be in position, has the EMP ready to roll. Just waiting for the perfect moment, but maybe it's not yet because Mono does get taken down. Birdring taking a little bit of a nap, gonna be top back up, and here comes Fury from behind. Eliminates Jonak, and Yobi falls. All that just for a drop of blood for Birdring. A little bit more now.
Watermain's taken out, but he's probably going to swap over. You have to think Gesture Supercharger could be useful in the EMP fight, but I think we will see Spitfire make a larger swap of all of their heroes shortly. He sticks with the Mercy for now. Res is so valuable when you have an Orisa on your team, but you know, if this next attack goes poorly, you might regret sticking with this Mercy and not building up ult charge for a sound barrier. No answer for this.
Into the back, pile driver comes through, EMP manages to catch 4, but the kills aren't there yet. Bionade onto Gesture, but he's gonna be one of the healthier ones on the squad. Watermain will get taken down, the Supercharger finished off, but Jonak does get eliminated now. Anamos and no supports here, and now no Libero. Storm arrows to the face. Fine 2. As the Nano goes through it, Yobi off taking a nap. Will get woken up, will get Bionaded, but doesn't get finished off.
It's crazy to see how much versatility this roster has. As Fury, Prophet, these two players, massive hero pools, and it would not be as possible, would not look this clean had neither of these players really been well-versed on a large or a variety of DPS. Birdring as well, to a lesser extent, also has a pretty big hero pool. So London is rolling with this, and it's working out very well for them.
Yeah, they're that guy in your social games who says, I can play anything, except they actually mean it.
Yeah.
Dragon Strike going through means the beat comes through from an Ammo. Nene gonna be taken down, Birdring finds a snipe, so now no Tracer in the back lines harassing. Just have to be concerned about Sepyobi. Do the London Spitfire. Not gonna be able to best the time of NYXL, but still looking like they can get pretty darn close.
Yeah, Birdring's up here, and he's
He's at
trying to
aggressive
find
angle.
Namo.
I don't know where anybody is, but it doesn't matter because Spitfire is still coming up with the kills. Will get that snipe there on the Libero, and Namo with nowhere to run.
When you stand on top of a platform like that as Widow and you can't find anyone, that means you're doing your job because everyone is hiding, everyone is not giving you line of sight, they're respecting you, but it also means they're not getting really anything done while they're avoiding sight lines, so it's a great feeling. Now he's got the wall hacks here, basically.
Jump onto the top from Mono, the Nano coming through. Birdring trying to stay alive, grapples back up to the top. And Sepyobi gets eliminated. The EMP nearly there for him, but maybe he can't build it in time to stop this push. Fury barely manages to escape with his life intact. Dragon Strike comes through to try to zone them back off the point, and Mono is going to get caught up in the action. Taken down now, Anama has to push forward, but the instant hack is there. They clean him up. Sepyobi jumps in with the translocator, but no one stands a chance. The cart goes through. London still alive in this series, looking to tie us up 2-2. So get ready to move into overtime.
Yeah, just a few seconds behind in overtime. They don't match the time bank, but they certainly get close. This is absolutely winnable for the Spitfire. We could have a game 5.
255 to 209. Let's see who makes it further in OT. And here we are, NYXL defending first as they have the superior time bank, but not by much.
Yeah, and for the Spitfire here, I mean, anything is winnable, right? I mean, people have that, winnable joke, right? But, I mean, anything is winnable if you, especially on Escort, the cart could just keep rolling, right? And it happens all the time. You start to get that momentum, you keep pushing with it. This is an interesting look to have Gesture start on Orisa here. That's going to give them, obviously some extra protection on the cart as they roll around this corner, but Supercharger not going to be too valuable for the A contest compared to other main tank ultimates. The Minefield, for example, the Shatter, and Primal. Primal obviously having a little bit more room to give Birdring the winning battle on Widow.
But speaking of room, look how much space NYXL is giving them, just setting up the bunker just behind this corner. Not looking to play forward whatsoever because they know that they will give up so much ground if they lose a fight early on.
And one of the reasons you see this Orisa sometimes is because the best way to deal with the defensive Orisa is your aggressive one, where you give your team the ability to break the barrier with that shield.
Speaking of which, Profit, Storm Arrows goes through. Bionade comes out, Profit with a sliver of HP, trying to stay alive. Another direct hit though from Fury. Looking to get the finish, now dropping down. Almost finds Nene, can't quite kill him off.
Fury, he doesn't get the kill, but they are all forced back again. Nene tries for the flank angle, doesn't work.
Cheeky. Has to get that shot there onto Vidocian. Now Libero going to be taken out of the sky.
You don't want to dual Profit.
See Anamo, I don't know if he can get the res. He does manage to find it, but it costs him his life. But now Sepyobi going to be gone. Libero taken out of the fight just as quickly as he was brought back in. And London are just breaking through. Point A going to be snagged.
And this barrier that Gesture put up, to go back to the the arguments about whether they should be running on different tank or not, really makes it easier for the rest of Spitfire to support the the Pharah, for example, and also Profit while the cart rolls forward. You can't always consistently break the barrier when you're running a different main tank. This time you get to match the barrier. Mono swapped over to the Winston again here. It's kind of been his go-to through B and C. And Spitfire just looking to use these ultimates here to push all the way to B. Fury's gonna have to get an angle. Libero, oddly enough, Libero, because Sabiel can't play it, on the D.Va just to shut down the barrage. They know that's London's win condition, and they've got the D.Va to stop it. Can he do it though? That's the question. Sabiel doesn't have EMP, so that's not gonna happen before this barrage is ready.
Nearly there. Profit gonna be taken down. Nene manages to find that shot. Jonak, however, with a sliver of HP, the barrage gonna be coming through, manages to clean him up. A Fury, it costs him so dearly. He's gonna be taken down, and suddenly 5 members from London are gone. Final shot there from Nene onto Gesture ends the push. But Spitfire, you can see they got smiles on their faces. They're feeling pretty good about it. They made their way through A. Now they just have to defend, what, 255? And suddenly we're in a map 5.
Yeah. Given how the last series went, I don't think you could be unhappy with where you are as the Spitfire here, where you're at that potential map 5. You had a great push with a really unique, you know, attack, Pharah and Orisa composition, obviously with some other pieces mixed in. You know, I say the hero names out loud because this comp doesn't have a name. It's not popular. It's not, you know, it's not really meta, but it's a specific comp they built to deal with what the Excelsior are running. As we head into NYXL's attack, you know, I'm excited to see what they want to show us. Do they want to try to knock Fury out of the sky with Nene's Widow? Do they want to try to play the ult game and run Reinhardt, Zarya, Sombra? Doomfist Sombra is what they have locked in at the moment. They've already told us, obviously inspired by Element Mystic, as were we all during that era where they were branding it. Let's see what they settle on here in the next 15 seconds. The Spitfire are going to be running Orisa, Hanzo, Pharah here. Very difficult to break through as the attacking team without your own Orisa. Mono matches.
Will just be the pharmacy back for Libero, who was showing the diva for a moment. Would have been a very interesting transition for him. Yep, sleep on a mono. Can't get the barrier fast enough. It's okay. They wake him up. Jonak taking a lot of damage there, but it's going to be giving Anamo a little bit of extra charge.
Making life hard for Orisa there with a pull there as well from Gesture. All right, Nene looking for the angle here, but he doesn't have it yet because they're hiding behind that bell tower.
Yep. Trying to make up his mind which way to approach from. Go into the eyes of Libero now. Again, Gesture just going to be set up in that side room with the barrier. They're pushing forward. They're looking for him. Bionade gets the hit. Gesture going to be taken down. So he will be finished off, however. Nearly get the kill on the Libero as well. Rocket still coming down from above. The res is out from Anamo. Pocket missing from Libero, but the rockets just aren't hitting from Fury.
That's huge that Prophet kills Nene as well because Fury was exposed in that moment.
All right, Bedoshi and Saipyomi just kill each other at the same time.
Yeah,
I like it.
Happens with all those projectiles.
No, minor damage over time, but Fury now going to be slept. Tries to make it out. The hole perfectly pulls it back down towards the ground, and Mono is able to get the finish on him. Hart still steadily advancing with 1:40.
And this is going to be where it's toughest for Fury to find value versus the Widowmaker. Bird Ring's already down, so no threat for Nene. Nene rules this push right now.
This is so close now.
There's just no way that Fury can cut out here and do the damage he needs to or set up for a barrage. Even though there's no diva, he's very likely to be under pressure the second he exposes himself. You can see he's hiding again down below this wall. He pops up for a second, but he's terrified of that angle that he knows Nene has right through this zone. So scary right now if you're a Spitfire fan. You know it's doable to hold this. It's not a favorable matchup.
These rockets need to land though. Barrage very aggressively used, will be on the cost. Fury here, Jonak equalizes a bit, taking that enemy Pharah out of the sky. And where his body ended up means that the res is going to be good from Anamo, unable to be punished. Gesture tagged up a lot. Nano boost thrown forward. Libero trying to get that barrage online. Finds Quatermain, nearly takes him down. One more rocket would finish him off, but Prophet is doing some serious work in the back lines as Saipyomi and Jonak both get eliminated by this Hanzo. Dragon Strike takes down Nene. Now Libero going to be gone. London. A chance here for London Spitfire. No ultimates coming up for them. There's a Dragon Strike and a Barrage about to be online for NYXL. They only have a Valkyrie for London, but this is possible.
Libero.
25 seconds left.
Libero with the swap. He wants the Brigida here. This is such a tense moment for NYXL. The Barrage isn't really going to find much value here, given the setup for the Spitfire. No one's grouped up. It might force a reposition on Mono, but that's about it. Spitfire just need to hold firm here with this fight. They've got the Valkyrie for the extra damage. Zabelby's going to try to use this to initiate.
They have to know that this Dragon Strike is online.
They're going to try to push the cart with it.
Yep, Gesture just pushes over to the side, out behind that barrier.
They're almost pushing it.
A little bit of damage here. Mono straight up into his face. Bionade into the back. Manages to find Nene. Fury pounding him down. Nearly finds a kill. The melee shot does finish him off. Jester's going lower and lower though, and somebody needs to contest. They push back down onto the low ground. The res doesn't go off. Quartermain cannot find it, but Samueli and Libero both gonna be taken down. 4 members gone on the side of NYXL. London looking to put this one in the history books. Just a couple meters left to go. Anamo trying to stay alive, trying to pistol Prophet down. He cannot do it. The Dragon Strike finishes him off. And ladies and gentlemen, we got one more map for you. Game 5 coming up.
Absolutely stunning defense from the London Spitfire. Almost unbelievable. And what a different series this is than the one we had earlier this stage. Game 5, it's here. And London has a chance to bring this one back.
It went the way of NYXL in control the first time out. Let's see if London can flip that on its head when we come back for the final map.
وليهم قوتك.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Oh boy, map 5 coming up. This series has been insane. So much DPS all over the place. London out the gate saying none of that GOAT stuff. Until we saw it on Paris very briefly. But none of that GOAT stuff. You're going for the DPS. I mean, we've seen so many. We've had the Mei, the Tracer, etc. It's just been a plethora of DPS heroes coming through, and it seems like it's not stopping yet.
And Ilios will be where the series finds its end. As you mentioned, New York took Nepal, so starting off with the control win. If the pattern continues, they might be able to take this again. London has been leading how these maps are played because their compositions have forced reactions out of New York Excelsior. And I feel like towards the latter part of this series, they have really hit their stride, New York has, at finding the ways to counter what London is running. They obviously had that clutch moment there for Prophet at the end on the Hanzo, as he's wont to do, but those moments, right, you know, are clutch moments. Those are amazing individual play moments for, you know, Prophet, this flex player. But New York had the better time bank, right? I mean, New York is answering London so well, but that's what's so exciting about this is London is doing something different and crazy, and New York is just fighting tooth and nail to find the response.
And they just keep going for it off the bat.
Yeah.
As we move here, Lighthouse, you can see the swaps coming in from NYXL as just gently get peppered by rockets here from Fury. So we'll be changing up to the Winston.
You don't have a lot of long sight lines on this map, or on this particular round, right, of Lighthouse. So he's going to run the Tracer, Nene is.
Cap coming through, Libero going to be taking a nap.
You need to get kills with this Tracer, though, to make this valuable, this pick.
Cap nearly coming through for NYXL, still going to be contested. Bedosian nearly taken down, will fall as Libero finds the kill. London back over onto the point, Birdring trying to grapple out of there, but Libero just holds him down. Kills starting to come through, and now the onus is really on London. Seems like they're going to be the squad that has to make some changes here. Now Birdring is going to be swapping over onto the Brig.
There's the Brig swap, you know, and Tracer comes in. They didn't have the greatest start with the Tracer, but they did start to get value later, doing extra damage output, and they will swap to the 3-3. But New York Excelsior can match this. They have control of the point, and they have a Sombra with EMP. So this is an ideal situation for New York, and this is a desperate situation for the Spitfire. And they're so far away from sound barrier, it's not even funny.
Sleep nearly connecting there, but the translocator comes out in time from Sibiobi. EMP is ready, drops down from above. Looking for his opportunity, and that's going to be 5 members hacked out as Bedosian gets taken down. Sibiobi will get cleaned up by Gesture, but the fight very much going the way of NYXL as they maintain control at this point, now above 30%.
It's not negligible. It's actually a big deal that Sibiobi is killed here, because, you know, now there's a real chance for Quartermain to win the race to sound barrier versus EMP. Without that death, I mean, he could be in there, you know, doing damage as we speak. He's just rejoining his squad now. Quartermain does survive there. That was another scary moment. But he could definitely get barrier first now, given the situation, and they need it.
Jump out. Sleep Dart does not hit onto Mono. Stuns coming through as he suddenly gets whittled down, just batting everybody around. Kills aren't coming in, though, for the side of NYXL. It's going to be Mono, the first one taken down. Nano boost thrown in onto Prophet. Gets follow-up onto Nene. As Libero gets popped out, London Spitfire not going down without a fight. Get the flip here at 68%. NYXL getting ready to come back in. They're over halfway to an EMP. They have both support ultimates and nearly a grab.
Quartermain, though, is winning the race, as mentioned, just by about 15%, but they will have the answer to that EMP that NY Excelsior is going to try to win this first round with. So that's at least something they can say to be true about their ult economy. Prophet's got the grab as well. No trance for NYXL. Here it is.
Comes in, grab, instantly hits, and Nene, oh man, he just vanishes. The beat could not have dropped fast enough to try to keep him alive. So now another defensive tool gone from the side of NYXL. They still do have that EMP getting ready to come up, as well as the grab from Nene. Spitfire, they look good, and they nearly have a sound barrier of their own.
Nano boost in this, against this composition, is always better used defensively than aggressively. When you're running a Reinhardt, it's hard to get him in there, even with the nano boost. So that support ultimate not very useful either here.
Major bio.
Quartermain doesn't have that sound barrier. Funny as this, Sibiobi is just barely ahead. He doesn't know it. There's a huge opportunity here.
He's got the setup there on the roof for the slide down. Grab comes in. They find Prophet by himself. Bomb coming out, looking for a pick, unable to find one. Fury makes it back into the mech, but the front line's already been broken down as Gesture, and now Bedosian fall. They will push forward onto the point, try to buy a little bit of extra time and just get cleaned up for the reset. 68% now back into NY's hands.
Okay, this is going to be the fight that probably decides this round right here, right now. New York Excelsior have the EMP. They didn't have to use it because the grab won them the fight. Quartermain smartly held the ultimate. He knew he wasn't going to be able to turn that fight. You know,
now he needs to not get caught.
Yeah, he needs to not get caught, but also they need to be careful about the shatter too. I mean, New York has the better position here. They have a huge positional advantage. Here's Sibiobi hiding.
He's waiting. Quartermain off over onto the side. Hasn't been spotted yet. Drop down coming through. Sibiobi trying to wait. Trying to find the perfect opportunity. Lucio still up above. Nano boost going to be expiring. Off of Gesture. Doesn't manage to find much of anything with that one. Mono. Anti. Shatter comes down. Bedosian able to clean that one up. Jump forward comes in. Bedosian.
Too patient.
To stay alive here. Quartermain uses the beat to keep him in the fight. Charge forward. The flip is there for the Spitfire. Now just looking for some cleanups.
Too patient were the NYXL. They had an opportunity to be more aggressive in that fight, but they wanted the perfect target. They knew they couldn't stop Quartermain's sound barrier, so they're looking to try to get one target deleted in the beginning of that EMP, but it took too long. The shatter did not come through for Mono. They were able to force Quartermain to sound barrier, but that is it.
Now Now they need the tag. Sibyobi's into the back.
This is a grab versus grab situation here, but Gesture has the advantage. Not anymore.
Now, yeah, the Shatter, not gonna find anything. After Curse coming through, now the grab gonna be out, Nene gonna be caught in. Trying to stay alive, Gesture and Birdring now answered back. That grab comes through, Birdring barely managing to stay alive. The hack comes down onto him. Nano gonna be used. Sound barrier out from an Almo as they try to win the fight. Shatter comes in from Gesture. He built another one up so quickly, but it doesn't get him anything. Sun on the mono, going lower and lower. He's got a Shatter of his own. Drops the hammer, manages to find Prophet into the back. Fury buys a little bit of time with that explosion, but he doesn't clip anybody. Now he's gonna be knocked out of the back again. Buttermain, the last one standing, does get finished off. The team wipe is there. NYXL, they get the flip. They've taken the first round of Ilios.
And we go back to the Stone Age for these two teams in terms of compositions. We've seen everything. We've seen a huge evolution, you know, as far as seeing even Nene on the McCree and the Widowmaker to deal with what Spitfire has been running. We've seen Furies, Pharah, but when we go to this final map, we go back to the beginning, we go back to the start where it's New York Excelsior running Saebyobi, Somber Goats, and London Spitfire running the 3-3 they've been running for the majority of the season, Prophet on the Zarya. And it's these small windows between how you utilize EMP. Does Quartermain have his barrier? Bedoshin's running the Ana, he's not running Zen, so that gives another big power to Nene. This Shatters haven't been connecting, so I mean this is really just all about how you manage dealing with both the EMP and the support ultimates for these two squads. Saebyobi versus Quartermain and Bedoshin, that's what this is all about.
And now this is where things really get interesting in a regard, because I would have thought that if all of the maps, Ruins would have been one of the rounds that we probably would have seen the Widow and the Pharah come through, because there's decent enough sightlines for those heroes. Well is pretty much a given for the Pharah especially, but they're just going to be sticking with the 3-3. And if I'm not wrong, I think this is actually the first time that Jonak has played the Zenyatta in this series.
Right.
Really has been the Ana. And that Moira coming through, I mean, hell, even the Roadhog was seen. First cap coming in, London Spitfire able to grab the point. And they just a little bit further ahead as far as that grab charge is concerned. Prophet is trying to catch up as best as he can. He's coming out, trying to keep them safe. Mono going lower and lower. Put back over to the side. Prophet, you can tell he doesn't know which way to look. He's constantly trying to find a new target, somebody that he can actually take out of the fight, but so far hasn't been able to find anybody. But now Saebyobi harassing Fury, manages to take him down. Bionic Grenade connects on the 2. Jonak and Nene both going to be safe for now.
This is a really nice fight for New York. They can continue this though. I mean, they need to get those kills, they need to commit. They don't want to use ults, but I think they have to.
Rally is out, Fury nearly back into the mech. They could not punish that baby D-Venom, but now the push forward comes through. EMP hits. 4 members hacked out still. The cleanup will be there. On the Spitfire, they got the first count, but NYXL, they take it from them rather quickly. 40% on the board at the moment as that flip gets ready to come through.
They use only the EMP, and Birdring had used his rally previously, and they don't have a great answer for Nene's grab because they're not running the Zenyatta. And meanwhile, Prophet's Graviton Surge will likely be shut down by Jonak's Transcendent. So New York have all the tools. Sure, it took them a long time.
Oh, aggressive grab coming through. The beat is going to be drawn out from Anamo. They get the pin. Prophet going to be taken down by Saebyobi. Mono trying to survive. The trance comes forward as he hits the ground from the shield bash, but they keep him alive. And NYXL, they come out on top. They maintain control. They look to take the lead here on Ruins.
Expensive fight for New York, but the two biggest tools they're gonna have, they will have for the next fight. I mean, they used the Shatter, they used the support ultimate, but now they know their opponents don't have an answer for both the Graviton Surge and the EMP. So, I mean, this is a tempo shift that should, in theory, get them ahead on control meter and maybe close out this series for them.
It's that catch-22 scenario. If you use the sound barrier in response to the Graviton Surge and the EMP comes in, wipes out the shielding.
Yeah.
They need Fury to eat it, but it doesn't happen. Grab comes down. Shatter going to be dropped in from Gesture. Manages to stun up 2, but Prophet's already going to be taken out. But Gesture pushing forward with a nano boost. Manages to help find 2 kills. Mono and Nene both going to be taken down. 2 of the larger threats on the side of NYXL. Saebyobi is still there. He still has the EMP. Probably wants to just hold it maybe for the next fight as the tanks get ready to rejoin. Actually goes ahead, jumps forward, manages to use the EMP, catches 4, but the beat from Quartermain is perfect, keeps them alive, and now London are back in control.
I think I understand what Bren means when he says Giga Chad now. I finally understand. It's what Gesture just did. He walked up in grab, turned that fight on his own. Only him alone, by himself, turned that around. And now they have a favorable position. I mean, the EMP
gave him a nano boost, but now I see what you're saying.
I mean, look, he did that.
Yeah.
And now they have a real fighting chance to come back in this on this round. Saebyobi, no EMP, no grab for NYXL.
They still have to play this one out perfectly if they want to take it. Jonak's going to be using the Transcendence, but it's not enough. Mono going to be taken down. The Bionade is on the Libero.
Trans is late.
clear him up. Jonak can't do anything against that biotic grenade. Jester going in deep, booped up over onto the side. He'll still be safe. His team has his back.
I mean, the trance is late. They get the kills. He used it, though. So now, Prophet, 65% of a Graviton Surge. Anamo's going to have Sound Barrier, but Jonak, he knows there's just no way.
Yeah.
He's going to have to swap over the Ana. He's got a better chance for a big bio or a sleep to set up for Mono's Shatter. There's ways they can use this Ana to flip this back, but the huge advantage London.
They do not have the EMP to set up for the Shatter. Bomb is coming out from Fury, looking for a pick in the back. Unable to find one.
Prophet
Fine, connects on the 2. Prophet managing to stay alive, gets the bubble to take off that heal of an eye. Mono jumps down onto the low ground. Jester holding onto a Shatter of his own, just waiting for a golden opportunity to try to set up for it. The longer this fight goes, the more likely it is that Yobi gets that EMP online.
The grab's ready.
Grab's now here from Prophet. Lobs it in. Catches him right here on the front. Anamo going to be taken down instantly. Mono trying to stay alive. Keep him sustained. The Shatter dropped in. Unable to find anything for the side of London Spitfire, but they still have the man advantage. But how long will that last? I do not know. Grab comes in. The EMP on top. 3 kills instantly come forward as Fury gets popped out of the back. NYXL, they want the flip. It's not over for London yet.
It's not over.
It's getting pretty damn close to buying a bit more time, but they're already at OT.
Tools
comes in, 70% on the board for NYXL.
Tools they have are the Nano Boost and the Sound Barrier. They're not going to have them right away. They're going to have to be aggressive. They're going to have to speed boost in and build the last part of those, and then they can win the fight that way. In the longer fight, that's their only shot here. Fury might get a self-destruct in a long fight too.
They have to block it.
They have to block the Shatter, but this is going to be a fight that's won by Quartermain and Bedosian if they're to win it and bring us to a 3rd round. They've got one shot at this and one alone. It has to be a slow fight. They've got 10 seconds.
Fire Strike goes through. Nano about to be online for Bedosian. Quartermain is 11% off. 99% to 99. The Shatter going forward. Doesn't find anything. The block comes in. A big whiff coming through the back cap. About to arrive for the London Spitfire. Beat's been used. Jester takes a nap, wakes back up, and is straight back into the action. Rally out now for Libero, builds that one up. Grab online for Nene, getting ready to come through. See how much they've been tracking
90
this one.
energy.
Fury,
No way to
he's
block
taking
it.
a nap. He can't get that D-Matrix out. Now Bedosian's gonna be taken down. Burn Ring, Gesture, all gonna be wiped off the map. Prophet dies with the grab available. Fury has to use a self-destruct, but it seems like this is how it all ends for the London Spitfire. They will not be going to a 3rd and final round of Ilios. The flip will come back in to NYXL's favor. The OT will burn away, and they will close it out on their day here at the Blizzard Arena. The fans on their feet. A damn close series, but they get it 3-2 in the end.
It was a close series indeed, but you see that 16-2 at the bottom. The only blemish that New York is going to have are those losses to Atlanta. They just keep trucking forward. So many close series for them in this stage. It has been a hard stage for New York, all things considered. But they are pushing forward with Sabiobi on this Sombra. They have changed their style completely, flipped it on its head, and that comes with challenges. Sometimes you're thrown different competitions like the Spitfire are running, but they found the right answers every time. This was absolutely phenomenal Overwatch we saw from both teams in this 5-game series. What a great start to the day. I couldn't have asked for anything better.
I mean, absolutely phenomenal. It was a long series. You know, kicking things off at 4 p.m. Here we are at 6, but it was worth every single second of it. Such a phenomenal matchup between these two squads, but NYXL is just a little bit better here on the day. They're able to inch out that victory when it truly comes down to that 3-3 matchup. Well, they had the Sombra, so the 3-2-1 for themselves. But guys, we got Danny Lim standing by with Jonak down on the floor. Let's go ahead and hear from the man himself.
Wolf and Achilles, thank you very much. Everybody make some noise for NYXL and Jonak right here. Amazing job, as always. Congratulations on your victory. Is your tongue blue? 혀 파란색인가요? Can I see your tongue? Well, with stage 3, I feel like NYXL is really utilizing Sombra well, and I just want to ask, Jonak, in your personal opinion, do you feel like your team NYXL has evolved and sort of gotten stronger with utilizing Sombra in your composition? 요즘 들어서 조금 더 뉴욕도 솜브라를 좀 더 많이 조합에서 사용을 하시는 것 같아요. 조nak 선수가 보시기에는 솜브라를 좀 잘 이용을 해서 팀이 조금 더 강해졌다고 생각하시나요?
저희가 솜브라를 써서 제 생각에는 더 강해졌다고 생각하고요. 이번 스테이지에는 우승을 노릴 수 있을 거라 생각합니다.
I do agree. I do feel like utilizing Sombra, we did get a lot stronger. And with us getting stronger, I feel like we do have a really good chance of winning Stage 3 playoffs. How sure are you? out of 100%. 100% 안에서 스테이지 3 우승 한 몇 퍼센트 정도?
90?
90%? How about you guys? Who say 100%? Alrighty, and also I actually requested this interview with you, Jonak, because I want to talk about the New Zenyatta skin. The New Zenyatta skin right there. 저 보시면은 저기 있죠. Very nice. I think it's very, very nice. I just want to ask. I know your name has octopus in it, Jonak. But other than that, where did you get your inspiration from? 당연히 이름이 쪼낙이기 때문에 좀 낙지에 대한 이런 게 있기 때문에 그것도 당연히 영감이 있을 거라고 생각을 하셨지만 또 그거 말고도 좀 다른 곳에서 영감을 받은 게 있었다면 어디서 좀 받았나요?
다른 곳에서 영감 받은 건 없고 그냥 스킨 만들 때 일단 낙지 엄청 많이 넣어달라 했고 거기다가 돌 대신 물풍선에다가 낙지 안에 넣어달라 했었는데 지금은 낙지가 밖에 있는데 그게 더 이쁜 것 같아요.
Alrighty, so I didn't get any inspiration, but I asked the designers to put a lot of octopus in it, and for the orbs, I wanted the octopus inside a bubble, but then they used the octopus outside a bubble, but I think it looks really cool, and I truly believe that too. Do you guys like the skin too? Alrighty, thank you so much, Jonak. Wolf and Achilles, back to you guys.
Thank you very much, Danny. Always a pleasure to hear from Jonak, and I'm happy that he is happy with his skin. Personally, I can't wait to pick it up.
I can't wait to pick it up.
So make sure you guys, again, save up those tokens, get that in. But man, what a series. Down to the wire there. Couldn't quite make it to that final round of Ilios, but we may as well have. It was close the whole way through. Taking a look at the standings, the Spitfire do get bumped back just a little bit, one step further away from the playoffs. But if they can perform at that level that we just saw, I don't really have any lack of faith that they can make their way in for stage 3.
I want to push this out there. This time, when we may potentially see Titans versus Excelsior, extremely likely it happens again. This time, it's going to be a very different matchup. They have mastered the Sombra Goats. And, you know, Titans, they're messing around with it a little bit, but they do not look anywhere near as clean as Excelsior. It'll be a very different matchup should that occur. So, you know, if you look at the top of the standings here and where this finals may go, with Shock not looking as dominant, Spark on the rise, it's going to be a great playoffs.
Well, we can only look forward to it. But guys, let's go ahead and figure out who our player of the matches presented by Omen by HP on the side of NYXL. It's going to be Nene coming up clutch. This guy was just all around impactful the entire time.
That grin says it all. I mean, from Gravs here to the McCree swap we saw where he was able to dominate. We obviously saw his Widowmaker, but you give this guy an opportunity to click heads and he will do it. And, you know, a lot of people want to see Pine right now, and we're seeing more DPSs, but I gotta say, I think Nene may have surpassed him. I mean, he's great on this Zarya. He's a multifaceted, flexible player, and I mean, we saw the McCree, we saw the Widow, but, you know, the stats we're showing here are the Zarya, because that's what gets it done in the end.
I mean, 21 Grav kills coming through as well.
This is a new generation of flex DPS for New York Excelsior. Say will be coming back, and suddenly New York looks like a real powerful force that could win this entire playoffs.
It's so tough to pick a stat card as well for him because he played so much to just go for the Zarya. It's what he's usually on, but really good flexibility from NYXL as well as the London Spitfire and Mid-Close series. But guys, we're just getting started. That's match 1 out of the way. Coming up next, we have the San Francisco Shock going up against the Florida Mayhem, so make sure you stay tuned because we'll have that for you in just a few.
The Overwatch League is brought to you by T-Mobile, now connecting 99% of Overwatch League fans. Catch your league on America's network, T-Mobile.